We shall now have the opportunity for silent prayers, meditation. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, honorable members. If I should confirm with the, I see the chief whip is not in the house, but I'll confirm with the chair of chairs for item number 2 to item number 5, that is deferred to the coming sittings. Chair of chairs.
Morning, Deputy Speaker. I just want to confirm that those items have deferred until further notice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chair of Chairs. Our apologies for that. I'm sure these mics now will be working. Are there any tabling of committee reports, other reports and papers? MEC Health? MEC Health, if you can come to the podium and speak to the House. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and greetings to the House. I hereby resubmit the performance plan for 2025-2026 and as the strategic plan, I hereby resubmit the annual performance plan for 2025-2026 and strategic plan for 2025-2030 for this House to consider. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, MEC. The readable 2025-2026 annual performance plan of the Department of Health is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Health for consideration and to report back to the House. I shall now call a leader of government business, MEC Makamu, to come and do the tabling of 2024 Department Public Entities, second and third quarterly performance.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to the Premier of our province, colleagues, MECs, the Chief Whip, and all members of this House and members from the opposition. Honorable Speaker, in terms of the provisions of Section 40, subsection 1, F, Section 51, subsection F of the Public Finance Management Act of 1999, read together with House Rule 205, subsection 6, departments are required to submit their quarterly report to the Provincial Legislature for tabling on the date to be determined by the Speaker in consultation with the Programming Committee. Madam Speaker, in line with this provision of House Rule 205, subsection 7, I, Baskop Makamu, on behalf of my colleagues in the Executive Council, do hereby table the Department and Public Entities 2024-25 second and third quarter performance reports for the following departments and public entities for consideration by this Honorable House. 1. Office of the Premier, 2, Department of Education, 3, Department of Provincial Treasury, 4, Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, 5, the Department of Economic Development, Environment, Tourism, and its entities. Entity number 1, Limpopo Tourism Agency, Limpopo Gambling Board, Limpopo Economic Development Agency. Number 6, the Department of Health. 7, the Department of Transport and Community Safety, and its entity, Gateway Airport Authority Limited, GAL. 9, the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, with its entity, Road Agency Limpopo. 9, the Department of Coxta. 10, Department of Social Development, and lastly, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, MEC Makamu. The 2024-2025 departmental and public entities' second and third quarterly performance reports are referred to the relevant portfolio committees for consideration and to report back to the House. Tabling of the 2024-2025 Limpopo Legislature second and third quarterly performance report. I shall now call upon Chair of Chairs, Honorable Mukoni.
Honorable Speaker, I, Thabo Mukoni, rise to table the 2024-2025 reports are tabled in compliance with Section 52 and 54 of the Financial Management of Parliament and Provincial Legislature Act of 2009. I move accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair of Chairs, Honorable Mukoni. The 2025 Limpopo Legislature second and third quarterly performance report is referred to the Oversight Mechanism Committee for consideration and to report back to the House. To come and do consideration adoption of the report of the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury on the Limpopo Appropriation Bill. Honorable Piet.
Thank you very much, Speaker. The lessons I've learned is that when it is green, it means you can't speak. That's why I waited for a while. Honorable Speaker, I hereby submit a report of the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury on the Limpopo Appropriation Bill, Bill BO3 of 2025 for consideration and adoption. And I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Piedi. I shall now call for a seconder. Chair of Chairs, Honorable Mukoni.
Honorable Speaker, I, Thabo Mukoni, I second the motion as moved by the chairperson of the Finance Portfolio Committee.
Thank you very much, Chair of Chairs. We shall now go to the debate. I shall now call upon Honorable Mokaba Mapula.
Honorable Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Premier, Chief Whip of the Legislature in absentia, Honorable leaders from opposition parties, Honorable MECs present here, Honorable members, and our guests in the gallery. As I stand before you today, As a member of the Treasury Committee, I'm reminded of the words in the scripture that teach us the importance of stewardship. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful, 1 Corinthians 4, verse 2. This passage speaks of the responsibility entrusted to us, not just to manage resources, but to do so with faithfulness, integrity, and in service to the greater good. Our role in the Treasury Committee is not simply about numbers and budget. It is about managing the resources that allow us to fulfill the mission and vision of this province. As we make discussion, I pray that we are guided by wisdom and discernment, ensuring that every cent entrusted to us is used to further the work that honors our values and serves the needs of others. In fulfilling this sacred duty, I am committed to working with my fellow committee members in unity, transparency, and respect, always seeking to reflect the highest principle of accountability and services. Together, may we act as faithful stewards of the resources that God has blessed us with for the greater glory of his work. That was my quote. Good morning, honorable members and our guests in the gallery. Honorable Deputy Speaker, we are gathered here today, weeks after a series of unfortunate events of people wanting to disrupt the tabling of the national budget by Mr. Godongwana, but we are glad that their attempts did not succeed. Ultimately, the budget was. The provincial government is also expected to make allocation to the department to enable them to perform their duties, and it remains the responsibility of efficiency measures to reduce wastage of government money. And Honorable Deputy Speaker, our province has also experienced the effects of climate change due to global warming, which left our people in a disastrous situation. Hence, there will be budget cuts from some departments to ensure that financial rigorous interventions are done to respond to the disaster situation. The floods damages to the social and economic economic infrastructure led to the urgent establishment of the Provincial Disaster Management Contingency Plan by the Departments of Provincial Treasury. The proposed threshold for the provincial and local budget for disaster management is composed of 1.2 of the provincial budget, which must be reviewed within the context of disaster relief funds, and it will be reviewed every 4 years. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the provincial equitable share has also increased from 69 billion to 76 billion, which is a year-on-year increase. The changes is the equitable in the equitable share allocation come because of upwards and downwards adjustment as implemented by the national sphere of governments over the 2025 medium-term expenditure framework. The upwards adjustment include the budget for the new data update, additional funding for wage agreements, and the presidential youth employment initiatives, and all this upwards adjustment will be an ongoing adjustment for 3 years. Among other departments, what is allocated for them, the highest share of our provincial budget was allocated to the Department of Education. This was done in line with the provincial government's commitment to continue to give quality education and the implementation of essential programs for improving performance of learners across all grades and bettering their learning environment. For the government to curb unnecessary protests over wages, additional funds added to the funding of wage agreements to sustain the salaries of teachers to enable and encourage, motivate them to do more for our learners. Honorable Deputy Speaker, with that, with what was presented here today, coupled with the budget presentation made by the MEC of Provincial Treasury a few days ago, please allow me to request this House to consider and adopt the Limpopo Appropriation Bill, BO3 of 2025 is a true reflection of the Limpopo provincial government's budget allocation. I so move. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mukaba. I shall now call upon Honorable Smali Jacobus.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Good morning, Honourable Premier, members of the Executive, and Honourable members and guests. Honourable Speaker, we have limited fiscal resources and weak provincial and municipal delivery capabilities at a time when we urgently need to remove structural barriers to economic growth. Speaker, today this House considered the adoption of the Appropriations Bill. We do so amid worrying and uncertain times and heightened tensions here in Limpopo, in our country and geopolitically across the world. It would be foolish to blindly adopt the bill without taking account on the situation we found ourselves in. Over the past few days, an inability to pass a national budget, concerns about the future of the GNU, and geopolitical tensions have wiped out almost 1 trillion rand on our stock markets and weakened the value of our rand. At this moment in time, we have an unemployment rate of 33.9%, the highest recorded rate of all the G20 countries. Back home at Limpopo, our expanded unemployment rate sits at 46.5%. Over the past few years, economic growth has stagnated around 0.6%, while debt has ballooned to 76.1% of our GDP. Speaker, this is an unattainable and reckless situation. Our people deserve better, not more misery. While many of the policy reforms that need to be made fall under the purview of the National Legislature and its executive, there is much that we can do here with the provincial spheres of government. Our test as a province is whether we can attract investment, grow our economy, create jobs, and drastically reduce the number of people living in poverty. These are the measurements. Speaker, as the dear Limpopo we say, we can no longer tolerate wayward and underspending of state-owned entities which drain the provincial fiscus and frustrate development. We need to improve the capabilities and efficiencies of our provincial departments. We call for our provincial departments and municipalities to be subjected to comprehensive spending reviews with a view to cutting unnecessary expenditure, identifying wasteful and failing programs, and redirecting funds to essential services and infrastructures needed for economic growth and increased productivity. Speaker, the stark reality is that following years of poor governance, reckless and ideological-based policy choices, and state capture, our share of revenue raised nationally, our equitable share and conditional grants will reduce in the future. We will have no option to do more with less now and into the future. We cannot condone this administration continuing with the ANC policy of increasing our loan book and bailing out failed state-owned entities. As the Democratic Alliance, we reiterate that we cannot condone the additional 200 million rand that has been allocated to GNT despite its continued operational collapse. The 152 million rand proposed to GOL, once lost in its operational license and most recently cancelling flights due to their air navigation systems, the nearly 1 billion rand earmarked for ROL, which has overseen the deterioration of our provincial road networks. Speaker, as we understand it, ROL is now focused only on new road development, while the Department of Public Roads and Infrastructure will be responsible for road maintenance. In these circumstances, we call for the closure of ROL and the reincorporation of its responsibilities in the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure. We cannot continue to condone duplications and wastages. The sad reality is there is little prospect that the 7 billion rand infrastructure spent in the budget will improve the lives of the 56% people living below the poverty line unless this ANC-led government do things differently. Honourable Speaker, we do welcome the establishment of the Disaster Management Contingency Fund, which we hope will improve our provincial responsiveness to disasters. We will have to safeguard these funds. We also welcome the call from the MEC to increase the use of public-private partnerships. Speaker, South Africa features amongst the top 50 highest income tax-paying nations in the world. With a peak income tax rate of 41%, the country ranks as the 31st highest tax-paying nation. There was no time running yet. Chair? Can I conclude? Oh, there was nothing here. Oh, you give me 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, Honorable Smali. I shall now call upon Honorable Jacob Lebo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Re kopane mo lekgono re wele matlhong ka baka la go tlhokofala ga ntate Kubai o a bolaileng ke masepala wa Polokwane mo lefaseng la Juju Valley mo bekeng ya go feta. Re ipiletša gape le mo mmušo gore o ye o thuše batho ba Juju Valley ka ge John Mpe o beng wa ANC a thubile dintlo tša bona. Honorable Speaker, tekatekanyetšo ye ya maloba ye e bontšha e le scam fela ka ge e feila go lokiša mathata e leng gore badudi ba rena ba lebane le ona. Ge o ka lebelela province ya Limpopo, budget ye e beilweng mo maloba ga e bontšhe gore na e ilo lokišetša batlhoki eng. Re kopane fa e le gore re a tseba gore budget ke yona e beng botlhokwa gore batho ba kgwetše ditirelo. Eupša ka mokgwa o tekanyetšo e beilego ka gona e bontšha go sena financial stability, batho ba itaola mo mmušong mo e le gore mafelelong economy ya wa le badudi ba sokola. Honorable Speaker, MEC o tlile mo a bolela ka mafolofolo and re tshepa gore ka moka le badudi ba amogela gore re rejecta budget ye ka ge e sa bontšhe gore e lokiša eng. Re tla fa motlhala gore tšhelete ya go lekana 730 million ye e šiwang kua Musina Makhado SCZ le feta kgomo towards industrial hub. Tšhelete tšeo ke tšeng ke bedi dia gore go be le mešomo mo provinceng ya Limpopo eupša ngwaga ka ngwaga mo projecteng tše e leng gore a go sepele selo re tshwere bothata ba gore tšhelete e ya jewa e tlhafunyiwa jalo ka mmotu. Honorable Speaker, re sentše re botšiše gore na mengwageng ya go feta e sa le ba announcer project ye na ke eng se e leng gore badudi ba Limpopo ba se kgweditše ka mašeleng a dibilione a berekišwa mola ntle le disalari tša batho ba e le gore ke ba ANC ba patelwa mola. Nna ke ka lebaka la eng, Honorable Speaker, re tswela pele re latlha tšhelete ka gara diprojeke tše e leng gore ga di diele badudi selo a gona service delivery. Taba ye badudi ba Limpopo ba sentše ba eme ka maoto ka yona go make sure gore ditirelo ba di hwetša ka ge tšhelete ya bona e jewa bošaedi go sena maikarabelo. Honorable Speaker, mašeleng a go lekana 206 million a e leng gore a išitšwe kua Great North ngwageng o wa ditšhelete o re kgopela gore a berekišwe ka maikarabelo ka ge taba kgolo e le gore e reke di-bus. Eupša re a tseba gore e ilo tlhafunyiwa go tshwana le tše dingwe. Re ka ge ba palelwa Great North e tla tshwanela ke gore e šomišane le boradi-taxi ba be le di-partnership e se ka edio ba bona ba le te ba ikeme ka ge ba palelwa. Ge o ya mo mafelong a di-bus o hwetša maratha a di-bus a e leng gore ke mabitla a sepelang a ena le maoto a mane di lokela batho ba rena ka gara kotsi bošego le mosegare. Re taba yewe a e fele ka ge mmušo o tšwela pele o tšea karolo ka gare ga go bolaya batho ke bošaedi. Ngwageng wa 2024, Honorable Speaker, economy ya rena e gotše ka 0.2%. E bontšha gore e ya fase ge e compariwa le ya 2023 ya 0.6%. Bjalo e confirma gore mmušo wa ANC ya go sana dikgopolo o thutše ceiling o bona le susu fela go e tla mo tabeng ya dikgopolo tša go tlhabolla economy le maphelo a batho ba rena. There is nothing revolutionary about that. Amogelang hore le feitsi le tlogele go sokotsa setšhaba sa rena. Re tshepa gore, Honorable Speaker, ge re eme mo re a tseba gore agriculture, manufacturing le construction, transport sector, ka moka na tsona di contribute to failure ya gore GDP ya rena e ye fase. Eupša se segolo ko o bontšha gore mmušo wa Limpopo a o thekge tsona di-industry tše re bolelang ka tsona. Ba no di tlhalela fela tša taxiwa fela. Ge o ka botšiša mananeo gore ke ya mafe a go tsoša entrepreneurship, a go thuša di-company tše e le gore di a palelwa, ka moka ba bereka go kgotsa go tshwana le mopresidente wa naga. Honorable Speaker, re tshepa gore di-targets tše e leng gore di a bontšhiwa ka gara Limpopo Development Plan, tše e leng gore gane jalo e sentse o ba re e tla kgole ka tsona ka ge re latelela the year 2030 segale, di bontšha gore mmušo o feitše, o sa tlo tšwela pele o feila. Re kgopela gore ge le kgweditše nako le ikopanye le EFF le badudi ba Limpopo re le bontšhe di-radical solutions tše e le gore di tla tšhentšha maphelo a rena. Batho ba nyakana le lefase, re ngathana le lefase, batho ba leme, re nyaka di-mine di be matsogong a mmušo, di be matsogong a setšhaba. Eupša di-mine di tswela pele le tša di-company tše di feo, batho ba bo rena ba thuthišiwa le mabitla a bona ba sa boele ke selo. Re le EFF re ga nna le taba eo. Honorable Speaker, the Limpopo Development Plan and the National Development Plan cannot and will never be a strategic vision for South Africa until 2030, because they do not speak to nationalization of mines and monopoly industries as called for by the Freedom Charter, which all of you claim to represent. Therefore, this cannot be a solution because it does not speak about introduction of free quality education, MEC. Bana ba sa timoa di reporto o dutse o le gona MEC a re gan le apere go je di botse tša setšo mara a re feng batho free quality education le di free sanitary towels mo dikolong o fitlhelela undergraduate level. Honorable Speaker, the MEC allocated over 21 billion during over the 2025 MTF period for provision of infrastructure within the province. But when you look around the province, the infrastructure is collapsing at a worrying rate. You see serious backlog and the economic collapse and stagnation. So ya go bontšha gore ga re sana mmušo gotlhe fa re sepelang batho ba eta ba makala gore na mmušo o kae ditirelo diwa. Honorable Speaker, the grant funding of 925 million for human settlement development and over 181 million for informal settlement upgrading has been allocated, yet the Marapong housing project scandal still continues and the houses are not resolved. You have lots of RDPs in Makuru Tamaga and many other areas where they've been abandoned, they remain incomplete. In terms of the informal settlement upgrading, you have areas like Jujuveli, which is over 8 years, simply because those people are independent from the ANC. They continue to suffer, and this grant is utilized for factional purposes. And we reject that. Make time to visit Jujuveli in Ward 13 in Polokwane and help them with disaster and make sure that those shacks are converted into proper houses, they get services, MEC Makam. Despite what you just said, against, yes, on informal settlements, yes. The Department of Health and Education, which render important social services as enablers of socio-economic developments, get allocated small budgets.
That are unfounded. The honorable member stood there and boldly accused an executive mayor of Polokwane of murdering people in Jujuveli. Would he kindly prove that statement or withdraw in that order? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. I think if you do have issues in the House, you must write a motion. Ke bolela ka Honorable Lebo, the things that you have raised here, you must bring a motion about them. So it can be part of your debate. I wanted to advise you because you are about to finish. It's a good thing that Honorable Levia has raised it. But you may continue and also withdraw those statements. You will bring a motion. Thank you very much.
After the mayor of Polokwane participated in the process which made sure that a 9-year-old went to ICU last year. The same. No, you. Okay. We'll write a motion to that effect. Because, yes, but it was important to record that in this house. You can defend him elsewhere, not here. Zere bontshang ke gore budget ye e filweng batho ba Limpopo a gona se ba tlo boelang ke sona. Re kgopela gore ba tswele pele ba fiwa di-services tse ba di nyakang. Honorable Speaker, with due respect, the EFF rejects the budget as it is not informed by the needs of the people. Thank you.
Chair. Order, Chair. Chair. Honorable Chair, Speaker. Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker of the day. I'm not a fan of raising orders. I'm a very respectful man. May I have Honorable Lobogo rise and withdraw as order has been raised on him so that we can proceed with his. Please, Honorable Lobogo, withdraw that statement about matters and we'll submit it via motion, we'll debate it properly. Thank you.
Honorable Maringa, I wanted to say that, but now your mic was already on while I was talking. You could not hear me. Honorable Lebo, if you can just do what is honorable, because you are an honorable member, please withdraw that, the statement, the accusation, and do what is correct as an honorable member. Write your motion. Thank you very much.
Honorable Speaker, were you ever at Juju Valley? If you say I must withdraw, you think I come here and say things which are not honorable? I'm asking. No, the person died. So did you not read about it that a person died when Polokwane municipality invaded? Thank you. If you are not aware, we're informing you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Vo, I take as if that you are not respecting this house, you don't want to withdraw your statement. Chair of Chairs.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I think the honorable member, Honorable Vo, must do what he wants us to do unto him. Because it can't be correct that you make fallacious statement, as I quote Honorable Levy here, and you want to insist and make other statements. Because if we return it, you wouldn't like it. And we still insist that you must withdraw and write a substantive motion so that we should be able to debate it. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Lebo, we don't want this house to be stuck because of you, eh? We are not going to be wasting time because of you. I think you understand what needs to be done. If you can do the honorable thing, withdraw and do the correct thing by writing a motion. Don't tell us about Juju Valley. We all know Juju Valley. And don't bring accusations here, please.
That be deferred like the reasons that we must give. No, why must I apologize on something which you don't know? The fact that you don't have knowledge of something, what triggers you to make me apologize?
Honorable Lebo, I am a very, very reasonable person. And I'm talking nicely to you. I will not want you to be moved out of this house because you don't want to be adhering to the rules of the house. So I'm going to ask you for the last time, Honorable. I don't want stories. I want you to withdraw your accusations in this house. We're not in police station here, please.
For the spirit and soul of Ntate Kubai, who was killed by a security detachment of Polokwane municipality led by John Impe, I'm not withdrawing that.
Honorable Mate, you want to speak before I take a ruling on this matter? Because it seems the Honorable Lebo has decided. I must also decide.
Speaker, as a neighbor to Honorable Lobo, I'll try to be neighborly and try to persuade him for the last time. Are we not neighbors?
Order.
We're neighbors. Are you not my neighbor? 100 meters. 100 meters is not far. Deputy Speaker, if Honorable Lobo has other commitments, he can continue doing what he's doing because he'd want to leave here early so that he's able to attend to his other commitments. The reality here, whether a person was killed or not, the issue is that he has been advised how to make sure that what is raising can be debated here. So in terms of the rules, you don't just stand up and accuse a person, because I can also accuse him. Relating to the very same matter, I can accuse him. But because I understand the rules, I've got more than 56 months here, I understand. So I'm advising him that he withdraws on the basis of the rules, not on the basis of emotions. And I'm trying to be very neighborly.
Bye. Thank you very much. Honorable Bo, you've got two choices. You withdraw, I continue with my house, or you get out of this house. Simple as that. I would want to proceed with the business of the day.
For the purpose of record le nyaka go thalefetsa batho ba Limpopo yang issue re ta e busha ke tla nna ke e beetse ka thoko ke a leboga le nyakang ke go boela ka thoko ke eng e monna ra lena le mathale.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lebo. Oh, you are actually withdrawing. You know what, maybe Kokra Spedis in Chavilenyan. You are withdrawing. Or you are withdrawing. I want you to confirm that. Yeah? Yes. Thank you very much. We shall now continue and call upon the chairperson of Portfolio Committee of Treasury, Honorable Piedi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we Kaspedi bare ona le ntwe le bare ke mathari mponeng. It's not an insult. It is when we'll be dancing maybe in a king, when you shine, because you need those praises. So I've seen it here happening from Honorable Smiley, talking about the GNU and how they refused the budget to be passed. But the people of South Africa are not stupid. That's the message I want to share with him. Honorable Speaker, let me once again and say, I'm standing here on the bloodshed of Solomon Mahlangu, Chris Hani. That is why, as the ANC-led government, will always make it a point that whatever we do for the people of South Africa. Those are the lessons we have learned from the very important an organization that taught everyone, including my fellow Mohanano, Bulboho. He knows what is good for these people. It's just unfortunate the opposition side is a very difficult side. Honorable Speaker, when I stand here, I want to pass my greetings to yourself and the Honorable Premier, Dr. Popira Matuba, Honorable Executive members, as well as the Provincial Legislature members, and yourself, the opposition party. Let me also extend my greetings to the gallery, particularly the Tinswalo group on my left-hand side right there. I've seen the learners who have come to join us, and I say, welcome the future of this country. Today, Honorable Speaker, sitting is taking place few days after the MEC responsible for Treasury tabled the Limpopo Appropriation Bill, BO3 of 2025, which its mandate is to provide the appropriation and allocation of money from the Provincial Revenue Fund for the 2025-2026 financial year. The bill was tabled in line with Section 119 of the Constitution of South Africa and Section 26 of the Public Finance Management Act of 1999, Act number 1 of 1999, which enjoins the Limpopo Provincial Legislature to appropriate money for each financial year to enable Limpopo Province to provide goods and services for the people of this province. Honorable Speaker, the first reading of the bill was tabled on the 25th of March 2025 in line with Section 164 of the Standing Rules and Orders of the Limpopo Legislature, which puts sole responsibility on the MEC of Treasury to introduce the money bill by delivering an introductory speech in the House. Accordingly, the Speaker of the House referred the bill to the Portfolio Committee on Treasury for further processing in line with Section 165 of the Standing Rules and Orders of the Limpopo Legislature. The committee met with the Department for Provincial Treasury in order to be briefed on the bill and its principles. Honorable Speaker, amidst our challenges, we are entrusted with ensuring that the allocation is done wisely and effectively so that it will address our government priorities and to champion the service delivery to our people. In order for our province to prosper, we'll make sure that every resident benefits from our collective efforts and wisdom as the government of the day. In line with the Minister's budget presentation, we are duty-bound as province to make sure that our budget is aligned to the constitutional principle of equity and efficiency. It must also be aligned with the national budget framework for proper channeling of service and cover the entire scope of government. The agricultural sector, manufacturing and construction, wholesalers and transport did not contribute positively to the provincial GDP in the previous years. Mining, electricity, finance, and personal services recorded a satisfying positive growth, which boosted our provincial development growth. To cap this, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development received an allocation of 1.9 billion rands for the 2025-2026 financial year. The amount includes 32.7 million for the revitalization of agriculture and agro-processing value chain project and 10 million for the Luwahomo broiler house. The light is too much for my eyes. Sorry for that, Honorable Speaker. The department is also allocated conditional grants amounting to 346 million rands in the year 2025-2026. Honorable Speaker, the investment in infrastructure remains critical for our economic recovery, development and improving the living standards for our Limpopo citizens. Hence, we continue to introduce fundamental reforms to enhance planning and infrastructure provision. It is also essential to advance the progress made in enhancing infrastructure planning, delivery and procurement over the years. We continue to observe the strategic challenges that require us to have more proactive approach to our infrastructure delivery and strategies. than the reactive approach. This must be ensured by the strengthening of government by not only promoting value for money, but to ensure that the infrastructure budget allocation are directed towards the right and responsible projections. Honorable Speaker, there is need to enhance the province's capacity to deliver infrastructure projects on time, within the budget and to the required standard. The province is developing a framework to oversee the capacity and performance so we are on duty. Honorable Speaker, just to repeat that one, to implement our infrastructure plan as set in the framework, the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure received 5.6 billion rands for the 2025-26 financial year, which includes conditional grant funding of 2 billion rands for provincial roads maintenance. In the 2025-2026 financial year, a total of 577 million is earmarked for the implementation of provincial priorities, and this includes 150 million rands for the settlement of municipal rates and taxes, 100 million rands for procurement, road fleet and equipment, and 100 million for the procurement of office buildings, and 89 million rands for the construction and 50 million rands for parliamentary houses. Honorable Speaker, once more, the MEC presented the budget which was through a clear, well thought of, and allocation were done according to each department. As the portfolio committee, most other things we wish to see the following happening. Measures to be put in place to enhance spending on conditional grants to improve service delivery and avoiding returning money to the national fiscus. The spending on conditional grants is still a problem in our province. We therefore need to monitor departments which underspend their grants. Just to mention but a few, the education department on the infrastructure grants for the and experience underspending in the previous 2024-2025 financial year. The grant was committed to assist the schools' infrastructure challenges in the province. The Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury, Honorable Speaker, hereby requests the House to consider and adopt the report on Limpopo Appropriation Bill BO3 of 2025 as a report of this Honorable House. And I thank you. I still have minutes, okay? The land of Jujuvelu is a private land, and therefore the municipality could not do anything by that time to develop the piece of land that they're talking about. I just want to give this information to the people of Jujuvelu as well, that there was nothing the government could do on a private land, I thank you.
On a point of order, Speaker. Point of order, Speaker. On a point of order, Speaker. I didn't want to interrupt the Speaker while he was speaking, but I stand on Rule 95. A member may not use offensive or unbecoming language or bodily gestures during the proceedings of the House Committee or any of its forums. While our colleague was speaking in this House, our colleague from the MK party referred to our colleague when he struggled to find his words as having bubblers. I don't think that is proper and parliamentary in this House, and I request that you withdraw that as pleases.
Thank you very much. Akamuka, but they're saying you said he's babblized. Honorable member. Jack Velile, Honorable Jack Velile. Let me switch off my mic so that you respond.
Honorable Speaker, let me not waste your time. The honorable member is a Muruti, doesn't drink. How can he suffer from papalas? But I withdraw.
Thank you very much, Honorable Velile. Thank you very much, Honorable Velile. Honorable members, please be aware that if I am talking and you press your mic, mine switch off. So every time when the speaker is on the podium, please do not switch on your mic. Just raise your hand if you've got an issue to raise so that I will see you and recognize you. I don't know what is happening with our system, but that is what we're experiencing right now. And if we can all cooperate. I shall now call upon the MEC for Treasury, MEC Mawai, to come and respond to the debates.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, honorable Premier, and everybody in the House. I really want to thank you because no one, including the opposition, said anything substantive to oppose and or to raise anything substantive regarding the budget. And that in itself shows that we're well on course. We rely on your collective wisdom, of course, and that together as a province, we can utilize this as an instrument to advance the cause of our nation. Honorable Mukabe, at least it's the first time I get read a scripture, and it is very good, encouraging, because indeed it is required that those who have been given trust must prove faithful. And on that basis, it is a message not only to me, but to all of us, including those who do oversight. And then this matters, Honorable Smile, about what you raised regarding the process of the budget. I think even in my own speech then I indicated the maturity of our democracy. But I think most parties and the leaders should just go back and go back to the basics and understand the budget process in South Africa. And that it is a very structured cycle, and it has stages. And one of the most important stages was last week when the Parliament adopted the fiscal framework. There is no turning back. Now we want departments here and elsewhere, and even at national, to then elaborate on the budget. And then, I always argue that not every oppositionary statement is automatically progressive or gospel truth. I believe we should desist from misleading our citizenry. When they elect us, they think they're electing decision makers, not debaters. They want to see us moving in the same direction, of course with different ideas, but boiling to the same pot and making sure that their plight is being taken care of. So we take note of all what we're being advised about, but very thankful. Because if members believe that they don't trust that the money that has been appropriated is going to be spent wrongly, then they are ready. Because to know something will happen presupposes that you know how to prevent it from happening. Unlike if it just happens and you then see it and say, wow, what should we have done? So the whole lot, I may not say all, but one thing that makes me sleep better is that you all are agreeing that Limpopo is on the move and there is no one who's going to stop it. So is South Africa. It will move. We were taught actually, we learned that behind every storm there is rain. It can never rain until some storm is concocted elsewhere in the atmosphere. So all the things, the crises and other issues that look bad, etc., are just precursors for a successful democracy that the NC has worked for and is still working for and maintaining. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, I would like to thank you on this basis that I understand that all the parties, including my own party, that has given a very clear statements that will give courage and inspire our people that we are serious about them. We dare not fail them. We should not even delay anything but do what we have been elected to do. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC Mawai. Before I call on the Premier, I would want to acknowledge all the guests. I was never given a list of who's here, but all of you feel welcome if you are the guest of the Premier or the guest of the MEC Matibe, MEC Ramakanya, or MEC of Health, Mema Shiro. All of you, you are welcome. I've also seen two mayors here, Mayor of Tulamele and Mayor of Mudimule Mukopong, and two speakers here, and the acting Mayor of Makado Munyai. And also the two speakers, one from Tulamele and one from Mosina, Meshirelele and Me. Furumutewana from Tulamel. So all of you are welcome. DG and your HODs, you are all welcome. We shall now call upon the second reading presentation of budget votes. I will now call upon the first citizen of Limpopo, Dr. Popira Matuba, to come and deal with vote one. Thank you very much.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, our Chief Whip, chairpersons of various committees, the members of Executive Council, honorable members of the Legislature, leaders of the political parties, members of the religious fraternity, the Director General, and all heads of departments, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Honorable Speaker, as I stand before you today to present the budget vote one for the office of the Premier, I'm compelled to address a matter that weighs heavily on our hearts and minds. The pervasive issues of rape and gender-based violence that continue to plague our society. It is deeply troubling that individuals entrusted with the responsibility of safeguarding our communities, especially our children, be it school principals, police officers, and others, have been implicated in heinous acts of violence, including chilling cases of rape, murder, robbery, and fraud. We take pride in the strong stance taken by our biggest teachers union, MEC for Education, SATU, which has unequivocally distanced itself from the action of such principles. Watching the leadership of our Federation, COSATU, taking it to the street, not for wage increment this time around, but to demanding justice for our 13-year-old victim of gender-based violence by one of their own, her school principal. We can learn something or two as political parties and also as civil society, that even if it's one of our own, let's be on the side of the victim. We also commend the swift accountability measures taken against police officers involved in these crimes. These developments should serve as a rallying cry for all of us to intensify our fight against these injustices. What we saw in Eastern Cape when other parties stand by the alleged perpetrator, it's disgusting, Honorable Speaker. As we celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Freedom Charter, and commemorating the legacy of Chris Hani, we must remain resolute in our commitment to eradicate these despicable acts from our society. Together, we must work towards a Limpopo where every individual can live free from fear and violence, and where justice prevails for all. If one of our own is accused of killing women and feed their bodies to pigs, we must be the first one to stand up and condemn that act. However, we have seen the silence in some corners, which is deafening to us. Honorable Speaker, the Office of the Premier has been allocated 554 million for the 25-26 financial year. While this allocation may seem modest compared to others, it has sparked a vital conversation within our society, our social media communities, one that demands clarity on the essential role the Office of the Premier plays in our province. The Office of the Premier does not exist in isolation. Rather, it serves as the nexus of leadership, coordination, and support for the provincial administration. That is why the 63% of the 554 million allocated shall be spent on compensation of employees, while 37% shall go to goods and services. It is through our three programs, the Corporate Management, Program 1, the Institutional Development Support, Program 2, and also the Planning, Coordination, Monitoring and Evaluation, which is Program 3, that will strive to fortify the fabric of governance in Limpopo. Our aim is to empower all departments, ensuring that together we deliver compelling and impactful services to the people we serve. Honorable Speaker, for the Premier to fulfill her legislative oversight function should require strong and effective administrative support under Program 1, which is the corporate management. Hence, an amount of 163 million is allocated to this program. On the 14th of August 2024, during the tabling of our budget, we made a commitment that in our journey to modernize public service provision, we shall extend the running of electronic recruitment system across all departments, which was launched in the previous financial year. We are thrilled to announce to this august house that not only is the Office of the Premier that utilizes this transformative tool to streamline recruitment processes whilst promoting transparency and ensuring that we continue to select the best candidates based on merit, but all our departments are able to use this system. Honorable Speaker, in our office alone, through this transformative tool, which has improved our turnaround time in the recruitment processes, we've managed to reduce and maintain an average vacancy rate below 10%. We should, Madam Speaker, hasten to say that we will continuously enhance and upgrade the system, especially the downtime rate that seems to be an inconvenience to some of the users. Additionally, our commitment to gender equity is demonstrated by 52% of women occupying senior management positions. Equally, 2.96% of our positions are filled by people with disabilities. This achievement can never be celebrated if our departments lag, despite most of them being labor intensive. Of course, the question we are often asked by oversight committees is to what extent are we working towards making sure that the entire provincial government achieves equal or more of these results. We shall ensure through our coordination role that this practice permeates into the fabric of the provincial departments. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that we welcome the recent appointment of one of our own, our former chair of chairs, to head this Directorate of Status of Women in the Premier's office. Memunyamani knows and understands very well what is at stake when departments fail to comply with this requirement. Her recruitment will go a long way in turning around the situation of the status of women in our province. HOD, be rest assured, she will be knocking in your door to want to understand why your SMS is still below 50%. The Premier's office is at 52%. So we are done. We need to make sure all other departments do so. Remembering this is the question she used to ask us when she was on the oversight. Now she will make sure she deliver on that. Honorable Speaker, as we forge ahead with the 7th administration, we reaffirm our commitment towards our core business. That is a coordinated governance agenda in the allocation provided of 121 million, which has been set aside for the 25-26 financial year to support the execution of its function. We are pleased to report to the Legislature that we have finalized the Limpopo Development Plan 2025-2030. This is the last iteration of the National Development Plan 2030, and it is aligned to the Medium-Term Development Plan, our MTDP. To this effect, we have also developed a comprehensive 5-year strategic plan aligned with the LDP priorities, and most importantly, aligned with our ANC manifesto, because we are an ANC-led government in Limpopo. That will also serve as the guiding document for transformation, service delivery, and economic growth. This plan embodies values of accountability, of inclusivity, and innovation, guiding our collaboration with departments, our municipalities, and stakeholders as the work to enhance institutional capacity and accelerate socio-economic development. Our annual performance plans will emphasize good governance, will emphasize accountability, and also a relentless pursuit of service provision excellence. We will intensify our skills development efforts, enhance financial management practices, and embrace digital transformation to increase our efficiency. We will also strengthen our performance monitoring and evaluation to ensure our initiatives yield measurable impact, fostering a culture steeped in ethical leadership and integrity. Honorable Speaker, at the forefront of our agenda is the Provincial Water Working Group, a collaborative effort with our 10 Water Services Authority, Department of Water and Sanitation, and our very own Coxter Department. To date, the Premier's Water War Rooms for Polokwane Municipality, for Mopani, the Greater Tanin, and also for Vembe, focusing on Makado Municipality, have been established. This initiative is crucial in addressing the regression in water provision across our province. Access to clean and reliable water is not just a basic need. It is essential for public health, for economic growth, for environmental sustainability, and social equity. We are investing in water infrastructure to ensure that every resident, regardless of the location or socioeconomic status, benefits from this vital resource. This is a testament to our dedication to building a more equitable and prosperous Limpopo. Honorable Speaker, on Saturday, the 12th of April 2025, in her absentia, we will be celebrating her greatest academic achievement and many of others at our very own University of Limpopo. Let me start by also congratulating her for this remarkable achievement, attaining a Doctor of Philosophy at the University of Limpopo. For the sake of our Honorable Silan, I don't want to. In the same breath, let me invite all of you with your doctorates and your qualifications to join us in contributing to the growing body of new knowledge that this province requires to address some of the socio-economic challenges. Your contribution and that of many others will assist in making sure that the Limpopo research agenda continues to make significant strides by generating knowledge and providing practical solutions in sectors such as water provision, agriculture, healthcare, and governance. It shouldn't end on the congratulations note. We want that new knowledge, Honorable Slan. Honorable Speaker, institutional development support, which is Program 2, is the cornerstone of government support. It is for this reason that 270 million has been set aside for its function. One of our tasks is to make sure that departments are headed by qualified and capable heads of departments. This has not been an easy task, especially departments like health and education. Also agriculture and rural development, not forgetting social development. However, we want to commit to this August House that the process will be finalized during the first quarter, since it is already in motion. Advests have already closed. The positions of the head of department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure has since been filled. In pursuit of agile governance, we are allocating significant resources to our information and communication technology, ICT initiatives. This year alone, we will invest over 80 million in critical areas such as email security, digital signatures, electronic content management, and disaster recovery. These investments are essential as we prepare our government for the fourth industrial revolution, ensuring our readiness for a rapidly evolving digital landscape. Additionally, we're excited to announce our partnership with the Public Service Sector Education and Training Authority, the PSETA, to launch the Limpopo Public Sector Skills Plan. This initiative will ensure coherent skills development that aligns with the National Development Plan's mandate for a capable state adept at fulfilling its transformative role. Honorable Speaker, as we progress, we want to highlight our commitment to empowering youth entrepreneurs through the Limpopo Youth Fund. In our first phase, we have empowered over 94 young entrepreneurs with 5.266 million. The second phase of the fund has now closed with approximately 412 applications for business support. We are committed to ensuring these processes are both efficient and effective. The Director General has already been directed to finalize the strategy for revitalization, the Premier's Economic Growth and Advisory Committee, the PEGAC. This committee will play a pivotal role in shaping our economic policies and ensuring sustainable growth, as well as streamlining our relations with stakeholders within the economic development realm. Our commitment towards the support we are giving to military veterans, including housing them in the office of the Premier, has received a major boost when finally the conclusion of the protocol agreement between the office of the Premier and the Department of Military Veterans. The Jenfest Township establishment, Honorable Speaker, has been a long-standing issue. We recently convened a meeting to address the challenges and assess the appropriateness of the available land. An interministerial committee has been revitalized to tackle these issues and ensure progress. And we reassure this August House that on a quarterly basis, we will update them on the progress made in terms of the Sekhukhune offices relocating from where we are located to Sekhukhune district where they belong. To attract the investment, we are also convening an investment workshop to reposition Limpopo's role in the global economy. We've already led several trade missions, and commitments made during these missions are beginning to bear fruit. As we recently demonstrated during our appearance before the Standing Committee on Public Accounts, SCOPA, we successfully accounted for all the previous resolutions. We have pledged to the SCOPA that together and along with our Provincial Treasury, we will intensify our efforts in providing strategic support and oversight to all our departments. This cooperative approach will help us promote sound financial management, good governance across the spectrum of government institutions. As we take pride in reclaiming the clean audit within our office in the 23-24 financial year, we recognize that this milestone is not the ultimate in what we want to achieve. Given the small size of our budget, it must be a norm that is maintained without fail every year. In its highest form, it is a clarion call to extend our commitment to excellence throughout all our departments and all our municipalities. Together, we must foster a culture of financial discipline, of transparency, and service provision. Our expectation is clear. Every department and every municipality must align their operations to this principle. Our goal is to create a Limpopo where every government institution proudly achieve a clean audit. A good sign to our dedication to public trust and sustainable development. Moving forward, our office will harness its coordination capabilities to ensure that effective implementation of all recommendations from forensic reports commissioned in Limpopo, as well as those from statutory bodies, whether it's the Hawks, it's SIU, or Public Service Commission and Human Rights Commission, including others. Madam Speaker, we will not give up the fight against corruption. The Limpopo Anti-Corruption Forum, which has been instrumental in our pursuit of clean governance, will be repealed and replaced by the Premier's Ethics and Advisory Council, as per the advice of the Auditor General. Honorable Speaker, we must also provide an update on the implementation of SCOPA resolutions. Currently, there are 4 outstanding resolutions that are transversal in their nature. These pertain to the reconfiguration of our 3D entities, addressing issues of fruitless and wasteful expenditure, implementing recommendations from statutory bodies, and also enforcing consequence management. Regarding our 3D entities, we have established a technical committee to assess their feasibility and sustainability. Reports have indicated concerns about the sustainability of some of our entities. In response, we have decided to establish an interministerial committee which will be led by the Premier to provide political and strategic focus, ensuring that these entities fulfill their mandates effectively. We will ensure that with each quarterly report, we provide clear progress updates in these areas, develop necessary policies, and propose effective turnaround strategy. Our focus is on driving accountability and transparency, ensuring that we fulfill our responsibilities to the people of Limpopo. We wish to emphasize consequence management, which is pivotal in maintaining accountability. Should a head of department fail to act against transgressors in their department, the MEC shall ensure that actions are taken within the legal framework. The Office of the Premier remains committed to prudent financial management and efficient utilization of public resources. That's why we are pleased to report back that we have successfully spent 99.2% of our allocated budget in the previous financial year, demonstrating our ability to implement planned programs while maintaining fiscal discipline. This achievement reflects our strong governance, accountability, and commitment to value for money. For the 25-26 financial year, Office of the Premier has been allocated 554.810 million, including 109.568 million earmarked for provincial priorities. We will continue to strengthen expenditure management, enhance financial oversight, and improve service provision outcome, ensuring that our budget remains a powerful tool for development and transformation. As indicated by MEC for Finance during his provincial budget speech, some of you, like Honorable Ngobeni, sees that we are a mukhodu of the beast that has been slaughtered. Without mukhodu, the cow cannot metabolize its grass and leaves that it eats daily. In its finite sense, people may not even get to enjoy the delicacy of the slaughtered beast if this vital part is missing. Therefore, together, we will nurture our province, ensuring that every citizen is fed and nourished by the fruits of our labor. Let me take this opportunity to thank the Director General and all staff in the Office of the Premier for the work they continue to do, and as we commit these plans. It is them that we entrust this responsibility, the responsibility of monitoring and evaluation, to ensure that the seventh administration is on track in implementing the Limpopo Development Plan and the ANC manifesto. Rest with them. In closing, I urge all of us to remain steadfast in our commitment to serving the people of Limpopo with unity and purpose. We will build a government that is a responsive government, a government that is transparent, and a government that is dedicated to meeting the needs of our citizens. Honorable members, I hereby table to you the budget vote 1, Office of the Premier, 2025-2026. Ke a leboga.
Roribua Muranga Vundu. The budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Public Administration for consideration and to report back to the House. We shall now call upon honorable members. We shall now call upon the MEC for Education, Me Mabungu Ramakanya Rurun. Nyamo. Ndizvakuma vambara zvavudi.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, our Honorable Premier, honorable colleagues, members of the MECs, members of the Provincial Legislature, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee and members of the Portfolio Committee, Chair of Chairs, leadership of the African National Congress, leaders of the opposition parties, royal leadership present here, executive mayors present, speakers of our municipality, the Auditor General, religious leadership, stakeholders in the education, our SGB associations and our unions and principal associations, the acting HOD of the Department of Education and other HODs present here, partners and sponsors in the education sector, our learners from Banabatari and principals, and also our principals and educators from Grace of Hope, and all distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Dimachirun. Let me begin with the timeless words of Nelson Mandela, who reminded us that education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. Today, Honorable Deputy Speaker, we gather not merely to allocate resources, but to sharpen that weapon to ignite minds and to dismantle the barriers of inequality that still shadow our beloved province In the spirit of Steve Biko, we declare that the greatest weapon in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. We stand here to reclaim the minds, to ensure that every child in Limpopo, from the valleys of Bembe to the plains of Sikukune, is armed with knowledge, dignity, and the unshakable belief that their dreams are valid. The great Chivenda proverb that says, Mushumo Ushabazwanda, is not a slogan, it is our battle cry. We declare 2025 the year of academic excellence and teacher development. We do so with the agency of a province on the rise, yet aware of the cracks in our foundation. The poet Mayo Angelo once wrote, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." Today we know better.
We know that education is the cornerstone of justice. We know that a child in Gamashashane deserves the same quality of education as a child in Polokwane. And so today we do better. This budget is more than numbers. It is a covenant with a grandmother in Guyane who sells peanuts to buy school uniform. A covenant with a young teacher in Lipalale who stays late to tutor learners. A covenant with the 1.8 million learners of Limpopo, whose futures depend on our courage to act boldly and act now. I want to emphasize that this budget is not just about numbers, it is about people. Our children, our teachers, and our communities. It is about building a brighter future for Limpopo, where every child has access to quality education and the opportunity to succeed. Honorable members, as I present Budget Vote 3, let us all remember the words of Malcolm X. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Let this budget be our passport, a passport out of poverty, out of despair, and into Limpopo, where every classroom is a sanctuary of hope, every teacher a torchbearer, every learner a testament to what is possible when we dare to care. Honorable members and Honorable Deputy Speaker, education is the foundation of progress and economic growth in our province. As we present 2025-2026 Vote 3 budget for the Limpopo Department of Education, our focus remains on expanding access to quality education, improving infrastructure, and investing in the future of our learners. For the 25-26 financial year, the department has been allocated a total budget of 42.529 billion, which is comprised of equitable share, which is 37.8 billion, conditional grant, which is 3.8 billion, own revenue, which is 794.721 million. This represents an increase of 6.7% from the 39.8 billion adjusted appropriation in the 24-25 financial year. The allocation by economic classification has been distributed as follows. Compensation of employees, 32.599 billion, goods and services for 4.4 billion, transfers and subsidies, 4.0 billion, payment for capital assets, 1.4 billion. It is essential to note that the compensation of employees accounts to the largest portion of the budget at 76.7%, demonstrating our commitment to ensuring well-trained and motivated educators. Of the total equitable share allocation of 38.6 billion, the compensation of employees is actually 32.4 billion, which is 84.0%. With 29.1 billion, which is 89.6%, dedicated to educators' salary. To support critical education following conditional grants, we have allocated the NSNP grant at 1.8 billion, education infrastructure grant at 1.5 billion. We recognize that a conducive learning environment is essential for academic success. This budget will enable us to construct new classrooms, refurbish existing facilities, and ensure that every school has access to basic amenities, including clean water and electricity. We'll prioritize schools in all areas, ensuring that no child is left behind. We have also allocated ECD development grant at 295 million, Maths and Science Technology MST grant at 52.5 million, learners with severe profound intellectual disability grant at 37.8 million. Our life skill education grant on HIV and AIDS, 29.5 million, and our EPWP integrated grant at 15.8 million. In addition, the following provisions have been made to support the departmental priorities in education. Our norms and standard, which is to our schools, is 2.9 billion. Independent school subsidies is 175.500 million. Public special education school is actually on 105.4 million. Scholar transport has been budgeted at 365.2 million. School furniture has been budgeted at 100 million. E-education has been budgeted at 100 million. Learner attainment strategy has been budgeted at 161.5 million. And also support for printing materials for common exam papers has been budgeted at 70 million. And teacher development has been budgeted at 16.8 million. Our educators are the backbone of our education system. We will invest in professional development programs that equips our teachers with the skills and knowledge they need to inspire and engage our learners. By fostering a culture of continuous learning, we will empower our educators to be the change makers in their own classrooms. Additional to that, we have invested in matric result intervention strategy at 15 million, learning recovery at 10 million, sanitary dignity project at 40 million, full service school assertive devices at 31.6 million, inclusive education at 17.4 million, ECD indoor and outdoor equipment at 40 million, and our ECD LTSM at 11 million. Education Management Information System at 16.1 million. These, honorable members, are tools that assist us to be able to give support to our schools. The education infrastructure grant is the cornerstone of Limpopo's mission to dismantle the spatial and structural legacy of apartheid. With 1.5 billion, we are erasing the indignity of learning and teaching under trees, the use of pit latrines, and unbearable overcrowded classrooms, directly advancing inclusive, safe learning and environment, and the resilience in terms of our program in promoting good and habitable infrastructure. This grant fuels the construction of new schools and the replacement of unsafe pit latrines. We recognize that as a conducive learning environment is essential for academic purposes. Honorable Deputy Speaker, you would have seen that as Limpopo we have worked, we had a visit of the GNU minister who was here to congratulate Limpopo on our infrastructure progress. Out of what they have termed to be inappropriate of 391, Limpopo is only left with one school. That has been delivered by the ANC government. Honorable Speaker, the Department of Basic Education has commended the good work done by the province. We are proud to announce that all our schools, we have eradicated the pit latrines. We are only left with one, which is being finalized. We made commitment in this house that Polokwane will receive additional infrastructure to ease the admission budget. We are still on course with the plan and currently finalizing the drawings for the state-of-the-art schools. The procurement of contractors will happen in the coming weeks, and we also expect construction to start this year. Honorable Deputy Speaker, there is an additional allocated of 100 million for storm-damaged and disaster-affected schools. It is not just for construction a structure. It is about restoring dignity, safety, and hope to learners who have endured the indignity of learning under trees and unsafe environment. Furthermore, 2 million has been earmarked for head office maintenance for the equitable share. And we want to make a clearing call, Honorable Deputy Speaker. We want to say to the public, please stop striking off the dignity of our learners by making them to pose under trees for your political gains. Please stop. They have got dignity, they are human beings, and we hope one day the Human Rights Commission can start to get into that space to follow anyone anyone that posts our learners in an unsafe environment and they use that for their own political gains. Progress on 2024-25, a foundation of success. Last year, we completed major upgrades at 15 schools, including Sishiru Secondary School, Mpareng Primary School, and John Shikundu Primary School. We have delivered water infrastructure to 82 schools and safe sanitation to 89 schools, directly combating health risk and advancing our cause in provisioning of clean water and sanitation. The construction of Asiphumelele Special School is underway, a milestone in our commitment to inclusive education for learners with disabilities. 2025-26 priorities is about accelerating transformation. This year, we are upgrading 54 schools. We are refurbishing 106 schools. Over 70% of project targets villages. And under our key project under construction, we have over 20 school projects that are currently under construction with schools like St. Paul's Secondary Schools and other schools that we are currently under construction. We are replacing pit latrines and storm damaged roofs, ensure that no child risks their health or their dignity. Over 1,000 local jobs have been created through infrastructure projects. Special schools like Asiphumelele and the disability upgrades at St. Paul Secondary Schools are part of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons Living with Disabilities. The Education Management System, Honorable Deputy Speaker, through the South African School Administration and Management System, what we call SASEMS, and Learner Unit Record and Tracking System, remains the single source of education information and the backbone of education administration. This system aims at improving learner outcomes by leveraging school data through the entire education system. In the year 24-25, the financial year, the department trained 145 officials who were trained on National School Safety Framework and the School Safety Module, which aim to improve incident and accident recording and reporting on the SASEMS. This changes manual reporting to web-based reporting on EMIS. The Department of Basic Education selected Bembe West Education District as a pilot site for the implementation of the modernized SASEMS. The department has reinforced its effort in implementing modernized SASEMS for real-time reporting and enhanced data security. The funds allocated for EMIS will be utilized to implement modernized SASEMS to enhance accessibility across the province. And we have budgeted as follows. For the library services, 11.6 million, district accountability sessions, 5.2 million, quality improvement development support and upliftment program, 5.0 million, systematic evaluation, 2.4 million, HRD system, 1.4, school safety, we have budgeted 4 million. And this is due to escalation of incidents of crime and violence, which is a manifestation in more social ills. Random searches and seizures of dangerous objects will continue in the new set of our hotspots in our schools for 2025 up to the year 2028. Social ills such as bullying seems to be in the increase. The drug abuse, gangsterism, suicides and rape and other social ills. We are going to prioritize our school safety program for more intervention through strengthening our partners through renewal of MOAs and MOUs with our sister departments. We will convene the Limpopo School Safety Indaba colloquium and conference to strengthen the increased partnership in addressing our current change circumstances. The Safety Indaba will culminate in the signing of MOUs and memorandums with social partners and also other stakeholders to assign roles to newly mobilized partners who will add value in combating the scourge of violence in our schools. School safety and beautification in our schools are now key priorities, and every SGB of a school is expected to have safety, security, health, and environment as their key agenda in every meeting. On inclusive education, Honorable Deputy Speaker, we have embarked on our new journey in inclusive education. The 17.458 million allocated will go a long way in training educators and SGBs on differentiated teaching strategies and universal design for learning. We are also finalizing the rollout of specialized buses for special schools. Already, 543 subject advisors have been trained on inclusive education, making us the only province in the country to have trained such a significant number. In the current financial year, we have allocated funds to ensure that inclusive education makes phenomenal strides as we provide education for all. The foundation of a child's future is laid in the early years of life. The allocation equips ECD centers with age-appropriate indoor and outdoor play equipment, climbing structures, puzzles, and all sensory kits to stimulate cognitive and motor development. These resources align with the national ECD curriculum, ensuring our youngest learners transit to grade R with confidence and curiosity. Quality early learning demands quality materials. So we confirm that the 11.9 million for ECD learning and teaching support material delivers multilingual storybooks. Counting kids will go a long way. Honorable Deputy Speaker, our mandate as a department is to make sure that every learner reads for meaning by the age of 10. Our library services will continue to provide schools with multimedia resources valued at 7.6 million, aimed at assisting learners with reading barriers to master reading for meaning as quickly as possible. The Directorate will also supply books to schools, intended for reading for enjoyment amounting to 2 million. The books assist schools with enrichment programs such as after-school reading sessions. The following provision have been made to support key issues, and I think as we have alluded and as you'll be getting the speeches, you'll be able to see all the amounts that have been given for us to be able to use. The department is partnering with the food beverage SETA to train all food handlers who prepared food for learners in public, ordinary, and special schools. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the 25-26 financial year, the allocation for the overall skills for the development program is 96,607 million, which will be utilized to capacitate the different categories of serving employees at all levels, from our institution and office-based educators as well as public service employees. We will continue to pay special attention to the initial teacher education and graduate development program. The focal point will be on the following programs: strategic ICT integration, training of SMT members on instructional leadership, mentoring and coaching, coding and robotics, health and safety programs, and ECD Level 5 diploma for ECD practitioners, concentrated introduction of the newly appointed educators, and different Bachelor of Education degrees with clear biased foundation and intermediate phase as opposed to the senior and FET phase. As we strive towards to produce a workforce that meets the demands of a dynamic economy, let us remember that education is the cornerstone of sustainable development. It is through quality education that we can eradicate poverty, promote gender equality, and foster innovation. Together, we'll build an education system that is not only meets the needs of today, but also anticipate the challenges of tomorrow. To our SGB associations, our unions, our donor, our sponsor, NECT, SAPA, SANASA, the the royal leadership, executive mayors and their councils, the religious leadership, your constant support on this journey describes in the Bible one of many miles. Your support is appreciated as your commitment confirms that education is indeed a societal matter. We want to also appreciate the team education administration being marshaled by the acting HOD. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. As I always say, that let's continue to walk this journey of renewal of our vows to be responsible to our responsibilities. Continue working as a team for the benefit of the children's future. To the Portfolio Committee, the Chairperson, Honorable Nkakareng Rakwale, and the Portfolio Committee, your diligence is appreciated in ensuring that we render services efficiently, economically, and effectively. And to the Honorable Premier, Dr. Popira Matuba, the faith you had in giving us a task such as the department is truly an honor. Your constant support and guidance in this journey continues to prove fruitful in the efforts exerted by all the stakeholders involved. And I want to say to all the stakeholders that are in the Department of Education, let's utilize the budget constructively and effectively for us to be able to benefit the fruits and also to benefit, to change the lives of our learners. And we want to say halala to team education, halala. But Honorable Deputy Speaker, allow me to also say that it is not proper and honorable for parties, especially for political parties and colleagues in the Honorable House, without a vision, that they move around holding cameras and waiting for people to pass gossip. And when they hear that gossip, they take it as a program. And when they take that gossip as a program, they want all of us to start to believe that you are standing in this honorable house talking about a program. Our people are not stupid. They are looking at you. Indeed, gossip will remain a gossip. And today we come to pass the budget, to present the budget on behalf of the Department of Education. And our role is to protect a child for them to grow in a better society. And we want to say to all of us, thank you so much for the support that you continue to give to us as the Department of Education. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Roribuwa bo MEC Nyamuope Lururi Ramakanya. The budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Education for consideration and to report back to the House. Ridomberabo MEC Matibe Chitereke Boldwini. But they were vote number 6.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. To the Premier of our province, Honorable Dr. Popira Matuba, Honorable members of the Executive, members of the Provincial Legislature, leaders of our opposition parties, the Director General of the province, Mr. Napen Chabeleng, and all heads of departments, members of the boards of entities, as well as the CEOs of all the entities, leaders and representatives of our Chapter 9 and 10 institution, leaders of organized labor, faith-based and civil society, all leaders of youth, women, and people with disabilities, captains and leaders of our various industry, esteemed guests, fellow citizens of Limpopo, the Machiron. Today we gather as the people united in our quest for a brighter future. We, the people of this great province, are committed to being the heartland of Southern Africa, where development is truly about people. We take immense pride in this commitment, which is deeply ingrained in our hearts and minds, just as it is visually personified by the majestic baobab tree that is at the center of our provincial coat of arms. The baobab tree holds a profound symbolism for our province. Its sturdy trunks represents strength and resilience. Its sprawling branches signifies shelter and protection. Its deep roots embody our connection to our heritage and our land. This iconic tree inspires our journey towards a holistic empowerment, reminding us that our growth and development must be rooted in our values, nurtured by our resilience, sheltered by our collective efforts. From the Limpopo River to the South Pansberg mountain range, this majestic tree stands tall, a beacon of hope. As we move forward, our government is dedicated to reaching into the future and realizing our shared dreams, aspiration, collective future, just as the great baobab sprinkly branches reach into the skies. Honorable Deputy Speaker, we build on the vision and leadership of our Honorable Premier, Dr. Popira Matuba, who has outlined the Limpopo Development Plan 2025 to 2030 as a strategic blueprint. Our focus remains on uplifting the lives of 6.5 million citizens, tackling unemployment, poverty, and inequality. While we continue, Honorable Deputy Speaker, to grapple with the persistent low economic growth rate, we remain optimistic that our catalytic projects will yield the desired targeted growth rate of 2.2%. Stats SA has announced that Limpopo Province official unemployment rate decreased from 32.6% to 31.9% in the fourth quarter of 2024. The Labor Survey Force indicates that number of unemployed people in the province decreased by 31,000 to 724,000 in the fourth quarter of 2024, compared to 755 in the third quarter of 2024. Honorable Deputy Speaker, according to the GCIS third quarter cluster report 2024-25, our citizens' confidence, particularly in our capacity to galvanize international investments, rose from mere 47% during the period February to March 2024 to 52% between October-November of the same year. Other findings point to further confidence amongst our people in our provincial government's ability to create jobs and improve the ease to which people go about starting small business. On business registration, Honorable Deputy Speaker, a key component to our economic growth and empowerment and empowering previously disadvantaged individuals in the Limpopo Business Registration Act 2003, which simplifies the business registration process, making it merely flexible and co-effective. When we were here last, we announced that only 19 local municipalities have taken on business registration function. We are pleased to report back that we have surpassed the number by 2, making it 21 out of 22 local municipalities, with Blowback and Mkhalakwena municipality being the latest additions. The city of Polokwane is expected to follow suit to make it 22 out of 22, having already passed the council resolution to assume the responsibility for business registration. in line with the President Cyril Ramaphosa's directive to register all spaza shops, we are thrilled to report that over 2,030 spaza shops are now registered, with the majority being locally owned. This milestone marks a significant step towards formalizing townships and rural economy, putting ownership in the hands of Limpopo residents. In the upcoming financial year, our department will continue to oversee and coordinate business registration at the municipal level. We urge all those who are not yet registered to register urgently to their nearest local municipalities. On economic development and enterprise, Deputy Speaker, we continue to implement our responsive Limpopo Township and Rural Business Support Program in pursuit of objectives within the developed Limpopo Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Strategy. Building on our previous achievements, we are pleased to announce that 402 local enterprises have benefited from our programs in 2024-25, surpassing our previous target of 392. Going into the new financial year, we want to maintain this trajectory. Our commitment to vulnerable groups still stands, with 277 women-owned enterprise, 90 youth-owned enterprise, and 101 enterprise owned by people living with disabilities, and 30 military veterans enterprise benefiting from this program. Through our strategic partnership with Coca-Cola Beverages, implementing Business in a Box program, an additional total of 33 enterprises were supported from the township and rural areas in financial year 2024-25. The process is underway to review the current MOU signed with Coca-Cola Beverages for the better. An additional 50 local enterprises will benefit from the program in 2025-26 financial year. In collaboration with CETA and LEADER, we initiated a capacity building program to support local enterprise in the township and rural areas of Limpopo. Currently, 60 enterprises have benefited for 2024-25 financial year, and the program offers access to funding, business skills, with the aim of supporting another 100 enterprises in the 2025-26 financial year. In partnership with Alan Gray, we have coordinated the implementation of Makers Enterprise Inter-College Competition aimed at igniting entrepreneurship and cooperative movement in the province. In partnership with Alan Gray, has already been rolled out in all TVET colleges in our province. Alongside the initiative, 10 learners have received support in the form of laptops as part of the Startup Funding Program, which prepares learners for technical and industry readiness. LEADED, in collaboration with DECLA and SEFDA, to implement Township Meat Retailers Program to empower township and rural business with mobile container shops to operate as meat retailers in their communities. 15 applications have been submitted and pending approval by SEFDA for 2025-26 financial year. In 2024, Honorable Deputy Speaker, financial year, 25 financial year, we supported over 75 LED practitioners. We are already on the way to reach our target for 25-26, with already 48 LED practitioners assisted. LEADED will coordinate establishment of BEE Advisory Council, facilitate implementation of capacity building workshop, targeting SCM officials, including capacity building workshop to improve procurement targets towards people with disability, women, youth, and military veterans-owned business, coordinate the re-establishment of BEE Provincial Forum. We have also developed a program designed for youth graduates with technical skills who aspire to pursue entrepreneurship. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the majestic baobab trees in Limpopo are living testaments to the province's rich history and resilience, with some dating back over 1,800 years. They hold the stories of the past, including apartheid injustice and the growth of the past 30 years of democracy, and serve as the reminder of the legacy we want to leave for the future generation, a legacy of transformative development and programs that will be spoken for the next 1,000 years. Our special economic zones are a key part of this vision, driving seismic growth and development that will industrialize our communities and propel province forward. Mosina Makado, SEZ, Honorable Livo. As announced by the Premier, our 6-point plan, with their blessing, has achieved progress in ensuring that we finally unlock the potential of long-awaited Musina Makado Special Economic Zone. Land security has been the biggest hindrance towards progress on infrastructure rollout on the north side. I'm pleased to announce to this Honorable House to reiterate that the Minister of Public Works has signed a concurrence for land transfer to the Musina Makado SEZ. The township establishment on the north side was always held back by the land issue. We can now put the matter to rest as we forge ahead with infrastructure rollout. On the south side, key stakeholder comprising of service provider, legal team, and the municipal officials are addressing lingering issues that still require attention to enable finalization of township establishment. These are flow area ratio response to the objections, queries raised by Sanral, and the final submission, Honorable Deputy Speaker, is expected on the 14th of April 2025. To ensure that this progress remains on track, Musina Makado SEZ, Honorable Livo, is allocated 460 million for 2025-26. To do what? To do bulk sanitation management project, to do site access projects, which is roads and stormwater, construction of 10 MVA electricity at substations, construction of security perimeter fence and bulk water projects, construction of bulk wastewater projects, including bulk water supply and bulk sanitation management projects. All designs works of these projects have been completed to date. Procurement of these projects will be finalized in the first quarter of the current financial year. Musina local municipality has, on the 25th of March 2025, signed a special power of attorney to the MMSEZ in relation to the farm Atonville 7MT, granting legal authority to MMSEZ to make submission to the Municipal Planning Tribunal for Township Establishment. As we speak, Honorable Premier, MMSEZ has attracted approximately 8.6 billion of investment destined for the north side of the SEZ. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Fitahomu Tubatse, SEZ, we revealed last year our commitment to work with the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition to designate Fitahomu Tubatse Industrial Park as a special economic zone under the SEZ Act of 2014, and have since developed a robust investment pipeline exceeding 9 billion committed to Fitaho Mutubatse, SEZ. As of yesterday, the 7th of April, we initiated a 30-day public participation process, a crucial step towards Industrial Park's official designation as an SEZ. We urge the people of Sekhukhune to participate in this public participation process. Already in the Fitaho Mutubatse SEZ, there are currently 46 companies on the investment pipeline with a combined investment value of approximately 52.6 billion rands. And that will be the investment that we give to our people in that part of the province. Both Musina Makhado and Fitaho Mutubatse SEZ have the potential to create more than 16,000 long-term jobs for our people in the province. On industrial parks, Honorable Deputy Speaker, as announced in our maiden budget vote, through our agency leader, we are currently revitalizing, refurbishing, and the industrial parks in our townships as a vehicle for promoting the medium-size manufacturing sector as well as promoting regional industrialization. Leader has started with the 3 industrial parks, namely Nkowankowa, Sishihu, and Thando industrial parks. A total of 3 SMME subcontracts benefiting from the project. The project has created 140 jobs for now. The project is at 98% completion. In Nkowankowa factory, 251 was fully renovated. It has been completed and operating and contributed to the additional 2,000 jobs for our people. A dedicated water pipeline purification plant for Paper Dew has been appointed by the contractor on the 27th of March, and the project is currently at 50% completion stage. The funding application of 50 million for the refurbishment of Thando Industrial Park has been submitted to DTIC, and the application will, however, be fulfilled in the current financial year. Lebuahomu abattoir. Lebuahomu abattoir. In our effort to return to the Lebuahomu abattoir to its vital role in the local agricultural economy, myself and the MEC for Agriculture, MEC Nagedi Kekana, visited the facility, Honorable Premier, in February this year and established a task team led by the HOD Lidet and acting HOD Agriculture to monitor the progress. We said to them they must report to us every 2 weeks. I'm now pleased with the progress reported and will be going back, myself and the MEC, on the 14th of April, and Premier, you are also invited, for the live demonstration where 5,000 chicks will be slaughtered as part of commissioning the project. At last, the project is underway. At the Mashasha, you must come there. Yeah, you must come there. At Mashashane Hechari, the investor has pledged another 7,500 eggs, and on the 3rd of March, and 5,300 chicks have already been hatched. At long last, Lebuahomu abattoir will start. You must accompany me, Honorable Smale. Honorable Deputy Speaker, we are happy to announce that Limpopo Investment Conference has yielded 281 billion in investment pipelines across various sectors in the past 5 years, with 61 billion already contributing to gross fixed capital formation in our provincial economy. As we prepare for 2025 investment conference, we'll host a provincial international economic investment symposium to develop a comprehensive strategic perspective, positioning Limpopo as a premier investment destination. Renewable energy is emerging as a sunrise sector, attracting significant investment. We are committed to supporting investors in translating the 281 billion worth of investment pledges into tangible projects. During the 2025 mining Indaba, the province followed up on investors who have made pledges in the previous conference, including Energy Africa, Zero Carbon Charge, Anglo-American Platinum, Glencore, Mantengu, Super Precious Metals. Super Precious Metals will work on the tailings of Fumani Gold Mine and approximately 150,000 tons in the next 15 months. Energy Africa will implement 2 projects in Mupani, hybrid solar and Guyani solar farm, with the hybrid solar project combining wind technology and solar technology. Mantengu will invest 200 million in the first phase of its project, creating 250 jobs, with the full project valued at 3 billion, and has acquired PMC in Palabura and will recapitalize it with 50 million to rehabilitate the assets. Both Glencore and Anglo-American Platinum are on track to implement their pledges and have committed to sign MOA with Fitahomu towards the industrial park to collaborate in key beneficiation projects, including battery storage, fuel cells, hydrogen economy initiatives, skills development, and enterprise programs. Our effort to grow Limpopo as an export-driven economy has gained momentum. Recent progress includes the export protocol agreement for avocados to China. This has opened lucrative markets for our local agricultural sector. We are exporting honorable premier to China because in other areas there are tariffs and everything. To capitalize on the growing global demand for our mineral and agricultural resources, we'll launch a Limpopo Investment Book in 2025, showcasing investment opportunities in key sectors. We are poised to capitalize on opportunities presented by the imminent G20 summit specific to us, G20 programs that will be held in our province, in an opportunity to explore trade and investment collaboration with G20 member countries. I understand we have G19 because the other one is not coming. On governance on liquor affairs, honorable members, you will be pleased to know that the first ever liquor Indaba on 14th November yielded considerable results, with these engagements provided valuable insights that guided the development of 2025 Limpopo liquor regulations gazetted on the 21st of March 2025. On environmental affairs, in 2025 financial year, the Department of Environmental Affairs finalized the 160 environmental impact assessment within the legislated time frames, achieving 100% of its target. This development has a potential to create over 300,000 jobs in the province, with the investment estimated at approximately 1 billion. The hunting activities continue to grow, with 11,792 permits issued by the end of third quarter 2024-25. The department has concluded 260 compliance on environmental issues and inspections to ensure adherence to environmental legislation. This financial year, we have received from Provincial Treasury 28 million as earmarked to funding to be used for support local municipalities by developing engineering designs for their construction of landfill sites and integrated waste management plans. 4 municipalities supported for the engineering designs for the construction of landfills are Maruleng, Makudutamaga, Tabazimbi, as well as Mudimule Limpopo. We are supporting your municipality, Honorable Makam. The 2 municipalities supported for development of integrated waste management plans are Pulukwane and Makado local municipalities. The province continued to support the 3 biosphere, including Kruger to Canyon, Wembe, Waterberg biosphere reserves, in key projects including green community initiatives, education and awareness programs, Honorable Smale, research and conservation projects. With over 30,000 hectares added to the conservation estate in 2023-24 financial year, the department plans to add more hectares in 2025-26 financial year following public consultation process. On tourism, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Marula Festival Reloaded 2025. We are excited to report that Marula Festival Reloaded 2025 was the grandest open-air concert in its 19-year history. This year's event was special as it coincided with the decade since the passing of Collins Chabane, the father of the concert and my predecessor as the MEC for Lidet. May his soul continue to rest in peace. The event showcased the best of Limpopo with 15 registered women-led Mukumbi cooperatives from all district municipalities, brewing an impressive 12,000 liters of Mukumbi of iconic Marula beverages. I hope, Honorable Mukoni, you have enjoyed. The festival was a huge success with 7,516 tickets sold, generating 880,000 in revenue for the province. As we approach the 20th anniversary of Marula Festival in 2026, we are committed to taking this flagship project to the height, contributing to the provincial, to the new heights and contributing to the provincial economy. On national tourism exhibition and TCE, our department led by the Department of Tourism in partnership with Cultural Arts, Tourism, Hospitality, Sports Sector, Education, Training and Authority, hosted the first installment of National Tourism Career Expo in the new Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane from the 8th to the 10th of October 2024. Over 7,240 people made up of learners from across the country and tourism enthusiasts attended the three-day expo. Our province will host the event for the 2 more installments before it moves to another region. On infrastructure, in terms of infrastructure management, we are completing upgrades on restaurants, including kitchen and installments in Nelsfrey Nature Reserve, which we are going to open very soon. We think in the next two weeks we'll be going there to open Nelsfrey Nature Reserves, Honorable Premier. In 2026 financial year, the department received the budget allocation of 36 million in infrastructure, which we are going to use for Maseve, Mwanedi, Dinyala, Volksberg, as well as Nelsfrey. On agribusiness, Lidet, providing oversight with Limpopo Department of Agriculture, has signed an MOU on various projects. The sweet potato processing project located in Lida Industrial Park in Sishuku under the Capricorn District is active, and this project will receive financial support to acquire new processing machinery and delivery trucks. Lida has commenced with process of identifying investor for the tea production from Mkumbani, Chivase Tea Estate. A new potato processing plant has been planned to be developed in Dendron in partnership with Potato SA and the Department of Agriculture and others. This 3.7 billion project will generate over 1,000 employment opportunities along the value chain. On training and development, in the same vein, I'm happy to announce that to date, a total of 9,271 beneficiaries in terms of training were trained in both business and technical skills provincially. In this financial year, LEADER aims to implement 12 skills program targeted to offer business skills to 7,300 beneficiaries. In terms of valuable non-financial support, it is my pleasure to announce that to date, LEADER has incubated 110 cooperatives and 125 SMMEs. We also managed to support 34 youth-owned enterprise and 26 military veterans. The financial support to SMMEs and cooperatives, as the Premier indicated during her State of Province address, that LEADER has regressed in terms of offering financial support to SMMEs. I have mandated LEADER, Honorable Premier, to review its business loan policy to enable entrepreneurs, especially youth, to access funding and remedy this. LEADER will apply for funding for critical infrastructure program with DTCI and for the third phase, and the CIP funding is kept at 50 million per project. Limpopo Gambling Board. Limpopo Gambling Board has this financial year achieved 100% of its performance targets by the end of third quarter. I don't know as why, Honorable Premier, that gambling achieves 100%. Because, maybe it's because honorable members are also supporting the gambling board. In promoting responsible gambling, the entity collaborated with South African Responsible Gambling Foundation to raise awareness about the risk associated with gambling. Limpopo Gambling Board exceeded its revenue target, Honorable Mawai, collecting 82% of the revenue, surpassing the norm of 75%. We are surpassing. As at the end of 24-25 financial year, there were already 310 licensed gambling operators in the province, and a new bookmaker operated was approved, creating 60 direct employment opportunities. 7 corporate licenses were also issued, contributing to job creation and transformation of gambling industry. However, the province continued to face challenge related to illegal gambling activities. To address these challenges, the Limpopo Gambling Board is strengthening, in collaboration with SAPS, its oversight. The entity conducted 199 investigations, resulting in arrest of 88 perpetrators and confiscation of 585 illegal gambling machines. The implementation of its turnaround strategy, GNT added 15 buses during the financial year 2024, resulting in contribution of 1.8 million to monthly revenues. Increased coverage in routes, therefore increase passenger reach. GNT will be increasing its field size through refurbishment and will with additional buses as allocated funds by Treasury. GNT partnership with private entities will begin benefiting and serving communities and passengers in Capricorn, Mupani, and Waterberg districts. GNT will also commence with implementation of subcontracting of the 30% of the routes to local bus operators who are not contracted with the Department of Transport and Community Safety. On Limpopo Tourism Agency, in 2023, Limpopo and Gauteng emerged as the leading main destination province, recording the highest number of overnight trips. Not only has Limpopo emerged as a leading main destination province, but also recorded the second highest overnight spend of 20.1 billion and the highest bed nights at 26.8 million. This is a positive indication of the gradual improvements in terms of economic growth over the years. The entity will provide marketing support to tourism entrepreneurs, especially women, youth, and people with disabilities, to access markets and create jobs with focus to business enterprise. Risima Housing Finance Corporation has approved 173 housing finance applications totaling 104 million and creating 2,402 jobs. Risima offers preferential mortgage bonds to government employees in Limpopo, aiming to provide 180 housing finance options worth 100 million rands. On corridor mining resources, restructuring of Sifateng Chrome Mine to facilitate early value release aligned with sustainability program and liquidating mature investment. CNMR is evaluating proposal for Kumong mines and expect on board investor by the end of the second quarter. On audit outcomes, Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, in terms of the audit outcomes, we are collectively maintaining a healthy sign of accountability for fiscal and however, we remain committed to transparency and accountability. As such, we are taking decisive steps to restore financial integrity, achieve clean audits for our department entities and subsidiaries. We are also tightening supply chain processes to eliminate inefficiencies and ensure transparent financial reporting through real-time monitoring. Furthermore, we have been working closely with the Auditor General's Office and internal audit to swiftly implement all the audit recommendations. For the financial year 23-24, LIDET received unqualified audit opinion with LGB LTA receiving unqualified audit opinions, or what we call clean audit. Honorable Deputy Speaker, 2025-26 budget appropriation for LIDET is as follows. For the upcoming financial year, LIDET has been allocated a total budget of 2.286 billion across various sectors. Administration allocated 431 million, integrated development services 1.299 billion, environmental affairs 419 million, tourism 138 million, and totaling 2.286 billion. Additionally, the budget includes transfer to public entities, Limpopo Economic Development Agency leader receiving 1.144 billion, Limpopo Tourism Agency receiving 102 million, Limpopo Gambling Board receiving 72 million, and the total transfer is 1.319 billion. Honorable Premier, esteemed colleagues and ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, as I conclude, let me again draw your attention to the majestic baobab tree, which is often referred to as an upside-down tree due to its unique shape. This iconic tree is a powerful symbol of innovation and unconventional thinking, echoing the words we have come to know and love from our Premier, Dilo Dichenchit. A call to embrace new ideas and approaches. Just as a baobab tree adapts and thrives in challenging environments, we too must be willing to challenge the status quo and explore new solutions to drive growth, development, and transformation in our province. Let us draw inspiration from this remarkable tree and strive to embody its spirit of resilience, innovation, and community. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC Strike Matibe. We shall now refer the budget speech to the Portfolio Committee on Economic Development, Environmental and Tourism for consideration and report back to the House. We shall now call upon MEC Omapilo Mme Dieketseng Mashiro a tle a re balele vote 7.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Premier, Dr. Popi Ramathoba, colleagues in the Executive Council, Chief Whip and Deputy Chief Whip, the Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Health, Honorable Dr. Malevana, honorable members of the House, Director General of the Province and all HODs, our traditional leaders, our traditional health practitioners, leaders of the religious community, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today we gather here to affirm our unwavering commitment to the health and well-being of the people of Limpopo under the banner of hope and progress. As MEC of Health, I stand before you not only as a representative of the African National Congress, but as a servant of the people, entrusted with the sacred duty of safeguarding their health, ensuring that every citizen has access to the care they deserve. This budget vote comes at a significant time as we mark Freedom Month, a time when we commemorate and celebrate the immense strides we have made over the past 3 decades of democracy since 27 April 1994. It is also a moment to honor the sacrifices of the unsung heroes and heroines who fought for a country that is democratic, equal, and free from all forms of discrimination. These sacrifices lay the foundation of the progress we now see, and it is their memory that we remain dedicated to delivering quality health care to every individual in Limpopo. Honorable Deputy Speaker, our vision for health is rooted in the principles of equality and equitable health care, and our manifesto reflects this core commitment. We envision a Limpopo where no one is left behind, a province where all people, regardless of their socio-economic status, have access to high-quality healthcare services. A healthy population is not only a fundamental right, but also drives economic growth, reduces inequality, and fosters a society that can thrive. In alignment with the National Development Plan Vision 2030 and our Provincial Development Strategy, which is the Limpopo Development Plan, the 7th administration has focused on the critical pillars of progress in the healthcare sector, driving inclusive economic growth and job creation within the healthcare sector, reducing poverty and tackling high cost of living through affordable healthcare initiatives, building a capable, ethical and developmental state that delivers on its promises. While our department contributes to all these priorities, we are particularly focused on the second pillar, reducing poverty and tackling the high cost of living by providing free primary health care and affordable services at the hospital level. We are not only making health services accessible, but also empowering our citizens to fully participate in economic activities. A healthy society is a productive society, and a healthcare system that is both affordable and accessible ensures that economic opportunities are within the reach of all. Madam Speaker, it is an undeniable fact that expensive healthcare burdens households, erodes income, and increases the cost of living. This is why the implementation of the National Health Insurance must no longer be a subject of a political debate. It is a critical step towards achieving health equity, and it is a health solution whose time has come. The NHI will remove financial barriers to essential health services, providing universal access and ensuring that healthcare is not a privilege but a right for every South African. Madam Speaker, our mission is clear: to continue making progress toward a healthier, more equitable Limpopo. The journey we are on is one of hope. Hope for a future where every individual has access to the care they need to live long, healthy lives and to contribute to the prosperity of our province and nation. Primary health care stands as a cornerstone to our health system, being the closest point of contact for community. With this mind, the Department of Health has made a deliberate, consistent effort to improve access to health services by extending the operating hours of our primary health care clinics. However, this progress is often undermined by unfortunate incidents, particularly criminal activities, which have led to the suspension of 24-hour services at some of our facilities. As a result, the number of clinics providing 24-hour services has decreased from 217 to 211. Madam Speaker, we started this year on a painful note where there was a break-in at Chweni Clinic and 2 of our nurses were kidnapped and raped while on night duty. Just this past weekend at Ramadiba Clinic, thugs stole a Clearview fence. They held security guards at gunpoint while they removed the installed fence meant to provide security at the facility. Once again, we call upon all community members to partner with us along with law enforcement to ensure our facilities are protected. By working together, we can preserve the progress we've made and continue to offer accessible care to all. And we are saying we don't give up. Kasi tienuri on salni opgieni. Gari feli matla. Ari lateli tavula. Asizophela mandla. We will continue activating those clinics to render the 24-hour service that is needed. That is why, as the department, we are currently doing an audit of all the PH facilities, starting with those offering 24 hours with the aim to standardize and improve security in our PHC facilities, which will not only rely on human beings, but enhanced with technology. Moreover, the staff shortage is equally vital in ensuring that our healthcare services remain uninterrupted. The unexpected attrition of nursing staff has further impacted our ability to maintain consistent 24-hour services. In response, the department has launched a recruitment drive to hire 305 professional nurses and 40 staff nurses, all of whom are set to begin their duties this month. These efforts are part of our ongoing commitment to ensure that our health facilities are adequately staffed, enabling us to provide timely and continuous care. Another area of focus is the prevention of disease such as cervical cancer, which remains a significant health concern for women. Globally, a woman dies from cervical cancer every 2 minutes. In South Africa, nearly 11,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer annually, with a staggering 50% succumbing to the disease. This loss of life is particularly tragic because these deaths are preventable. To combat this, the national government has introduced the human papillomavirus vaccine, a key measure to protect women from cervical cancer. Since 2014, in partnership with the Department of Education, we have administered the HPV vaccine to over 700,000 girls in school. Last year, we expanded access to this vaccine by targeting healthcare facilities, reaching an additional 63,000 girls. For this financial year, we have allocated a budget from the district health conditional grant to continue this vital work. Through these efforts, we are not only preventing cancer, but providing hope for a healthier future for women across the province. In addition to addressing preventable diseases like cervical cancer, our department continues to make strides in tackling malaria, a disease that has historically affected many of our communities. Despite the recent heavy rainfalls, our malaria program continues to make significant strides. The department is proud to report that malaria cases in Limpopo have remained within the alert threshold, with no outbreaks recorded. In fact, the province has seen the lowest malaria caseload in more than a decade, with just 751 cases reported. This remarkable achievement is due to the strategic indoor residual spraying carried out in high-risk areas, combined with the intensive surveillance efforts. We are also grateful to the communities in these high-risk areas for their cooperation and support, which has been instrumental in the success of this program. Through our collaborative efforts, spraying teams have reached over 926,000 structures this year, with the help of purpose-built indoor residual spraying trucks that ensures our teams can safely reach even the most remote areas. Furthermore, our malaria mortality rate remains well below 1% threshold, with only 3 deaths reported. This reflects the department's commitment to effective diagnosis, treatment, and case management, backed by an uninterrupted supply of essential medicine and testing kits. With the dedication of our frontline healthcare workers, we continue to make progress in the fight against this preventable and treatable disease, ensuring that no community is left vulnerable. Our commitment to health equity also extends to the fight against HIV and tuberculosis, 2 diseases that continue to burden our communities. Madam Speaker, one of our key achievements has been the launch of the pre-exposure prophylaxis, which is PrEP in Limpopo, which was introduced during the World AIDS Day commemoration on December the 1st, 2023. PrEP is now available in all our health facilities across the province, and we have already surpassed our target by initiating 19,021 patients against a target of 10,000 for the 2024 calendar year. The success of this initiative is reflected in the low positivity rate among adolescents and youth in the province, which remains a steady 1.0% from April 2024 to December 2024. Despite increased HIV testing within this group, furthermore, the CPR positivity rate at birth and 6 months remains low at 0.6% and 0.17% respectively. The resilience of South Africans trumps all over interventions in the fight against HIV. Despite a decrease in donor support, I am confident that we will not only survive this challenge, but grow stronger in our resolve to combat the epidemic. It is also important to highlight that on February 25, 2025, the Minister of Health launched a campaign to address the missing 1.1 million individuals on ART. For Limpopo, we have set a target to link 180,996 known positive clients, as well as those who have disengaged from art to treatment by December 2025. To make it easier for patients to remain on treatment, the department will continue to strengthen the centralized chronic medicine dispensing and distribution and multi-month dispensing program. In parallel to our efforts on HIV, the fight against TB remains a priority. TB continues to be a significant challenge in both nationally and in our province. To ensure that we overcome this battle, the department has implemented advanced TB testing methods, including TB nucleic acid amplification test. This innovative diagnostic tool not only detects TB, but also identifies patients' resistance patterns to current treatment regimens. To date, we have successfully tested 77,908 patients across Limpopo using this technology. As a result, we have seen a 5.5% increase in the TB treatment initiation rate, rising from 92% in the 2023-2024 financial year to 97.4% in the 2024-2025. This achievement surpasses national and provincial targets and demonstrate our ability to connect TB patients with essential treatment services. Thanks to the improved case management and effective strategies, the TB burden in our province has decreased from 13,268 cases in 23-24 financial year to 11,902 cases in 2024-2025. Furthermore, the TB-related deaths has been reduced by 3.5% from 12.4% in 2023-2024 to 8.9% in 2024-2025. These advancements reflect the progress we continue to make in the fight against TB, ensuring better health outcomes for our community. Honorable Deputy Speaker, as we set ourselves these bold, ambitious targets to continue making strides in improving our primary health care, lowering maternal mortality, to create lasting impacts in our relentless fight against HIV, AIDS, and tuberculosis, and to enhance nutrition and overall health care within our facilities, we are fully aware of the challenges that lie ahead. The road to achieving these goals is not without its cost, both financial and logistical. However, it is a cost that we are committed to bearing, as the well-being of our people is of paramount importance. In recognition to these challenges and the vital need for comprehensive healthcare services, we have allocated a significant 13.6 billion for the current financial year. This allocation will be directed towards strengthening our district hospitals and district health services, which is also comprised of our primary healthcare facilities, ensuring that our healthcare system is more resilient, accessible, and capable of delivering quality care to every corner of our province. We understand that this investment in healthcare is an investment to the future of our society, and we remain steadfast in our commitment to building a healthier, more prosperous South Africa for all. Equally, as we address critical healthcare challenges, the department remains committed to creating opportunities for economic participation and job creation through initiatives such as the expanded public works program. Through the Limpopo Department of Health EPWP program, we have created 639 work opportunities in the 2024-2025 financial year. These opportunities include position for assistants and data captures. Looking ahead, we aim to create an additional 383 work opportunities in the 2025-2026 financial year. While the reduction in the job opportunities for EPWP cadres can be attributed to a reduced budget allocation in the 2025-2026 financial year, the department is committed to using the available resources wisely. As part of our continued commitment to job creation, we have set aside a budget to create 1,836 EPWP work opportunities, bringing the total number of opportunities to 2,219. These opportunities not only help empower individuals, but these efforts contribute to the overall health and well-being of our communities. Through all these efforts, we remain steadfast in our vision of a healthier Limpopo where every citizen has access to quality health care, and together we continue to make significant strides towards a brighter and a healthier future for all. Reducing maternal death has been one of our major preoccupations over the years through assessing and measuring maternal deaths by different levels of care independently, such as district, regional, and tertiary hospital performance separately. The department has reported low maternal mortality ratio performance at 104.7 per 100,000 live births against 115 per 100,000 live birth target in the financial year 2023-2024. Although the 2024-2025 financial year data is not yet ready, as this indicator is reported annually by the end of Q4 reporting, the preliminary data shows that maternal mortality ratio performance would still be within the target of 115 per 100,000 lives birth. No woman should die while giving birth. The department is committed to progressively decreasing the maternal mortality ratio target of 70 per 100,000 live births by 2030 to enhance the neonatal care in Vembe district. Two alternative building technology, which are ABT structures, were provided at Chilidzini and Elim hospitals. These are fully furnished neonatal units with state-of-the-art medical equipment. Nutrition plays a critical role in the healing process for both adult and infant patients. The department has made substantial strides in expanding breast milk banks with the number increasing from 3 at Letaba, Mankweng, and Philadelphia Hospital to 4, with the newest addition being at the Mokopane Hospital in Waterberg District. We are committed to furthering this progress in the current financial year with plans to open another breast milk bank in Vembe District. Our goal is to continue establishing satellite breast banks and call upon our community, especially mothers, to become donors in the fight against malnutrition. In addition, over the past 2 years, the department has procured food preparation equipment for various health facilities. This initiative will continue as a work to provide better equipment for the remaining health facilities across the province. On emergency medical services, Madam Speaker, the provision of the emergency medical services in the province has seen significant improvement with the procurement of 569 ambulances at the close of the 2023-2024 financial year. This investment has led to a remarkable gain in response time, with urban and rural response now at 98%, surpassing the 65% urban target and 75% rural target. We are indeed exceeding expectations in this rural area, our rural province, Limpopo. In the tools of this to access patients trapped in vehicle wreckages, additionally, additionally, 37 planned patient transport vehicles have been added to our fleet, enhancing our capacity for interfacility transfers. We will be formally launching and distributing them in the coming days. We plan to procure another 37 emergency vehicles in the 2025-2026 financial years. The department has finalized the procurement of the computer-aided dispatch system, which will allow centralized access to the ambulance and ensure that ambulance that is closest to the incident is dispatched. We are anticipating that the CAT system will lead to many improvements, from the management of the fleet to the patient care delivery by emergency medical services. The system will be the first of its kind in the province, with Limpopo being the third nationally to implement it. Honorable Deputy Speaker, we are far from finished when it comes to the vital work of enhancing our emergency medical services. This is a critical sector that directly impacts the lives of every citizen, and as such, it deserves our continued unwavering commitment. We are steadfast in our determination to not only improve our fleet, but also to integrate cutting-edge technology that will ensure faster response times, better patient care, and overall operational efficiency. The need for top-tier emergency services has been more pressing, and it is our responsibility to rise to the challenge. This financial year, we have allocated a substantial investment of 1.2 billion, a clear reflection of our commitment to strengthening this essential service. These funds will be directed towards modernizing equipment, expanding our capabilities, and ensuring that EMS remains at the forefront of healthcare innovation. The people rely on us in their most vulnerable moments, and it is our duty to ensure that we provide nothing less than excellence in every emergency response. On tertiary services, conditional grants, the department's efforts to improve mental health services are supported through National Health Insurance Grant. This grant has played a pivotal role in reducing the backlog of forensic mental observation, which stood at 396 cases. By contracting independent service providers, the department has successfully completed over 260 forensic mental evaluation by the end of 2024-2025 financial year. Additionally, the grant has enabled the recruitment of 8 clinical psychologists, 6 social workers, 13 registered counselors, and 1 occupational therapist to enhance the mental health workforce across the province. On the oncology front, the department is pleased to announce the procurement of the positron emission tomography. It's a PTM CT scan machine. It is now installed and awaiting commissioning at Petersburg Hospital. This machine will provide crucial diagnostic services, ensuring that cancer patients no longer need to travel to Gauteng for imaging. This timely intervention will greatly improve clinical outcomes. In 2025-2026, we will further enhance treatment capabilities by procuring an additional linear accelerator to strengthen radiation therapy services. We are also investing in training healthcare professionals in palliative care to ensure that we strengthen our holistic care to patients with end-of-life conditions, to further strengthen our tertiary services to ensure that they meet the overwhelming demand for the financial year. We are allocating an amount of 2.3 billion for central hospital services. This will enable our central hospital of, among others, things to invest in cutting-edge medical equipment in order to improve the turnaround for all tertiary services in the province. Furthermore, we have set aside an amount of 3.2 billion for regional and specialized hospitals. The allocation of specialists in various levels of care is a critical part of enhancing the delivery of specialized services and reducing patient waiting time. Over the years, Limpopo has faced challenges in recruiting and retaining medical specialists. However, the department has made notable progress. In the 2024-2025 financial year, only 10 medical specialists resigned, a significant improvement compared to the previous years. As a result, the number of medical specialists in Limpopo has risen to 172, with 122 specialists serving in tertiary and specialized hospitals, 43 in regional hospitals, and 7 in district hospitals. This decline in resignation can be attributed to the improved recruitment strategies and better working conditions, which are key to retaining skilled professionals. The department's partnership with the University of Limpopo has been instrumental in training both undergraduate and postgraduate students. Currently, 121 registrars are training to become specialists in various disciplines. And 13 supernumerary registrars have been sent to universities outside the province. The department's focus on increasing the number of specialists is particularly crucial within the construction of the new 488-bedded Limpopo Central Hospital, which is 21% complete. The department is committed to training a sufficient number of specialists in the province. It is for this reason that an amount of 650 million has been committed to health science and training in this financial year. The biggest chunk of this allocation will go to the work done by our own nursing colleges to produce more nursing graduates to ensure that we meet the demands. Honorable Speaker, during the 2024-2025 financial year, significant progress was made in improving healthcare infrastructure across Limpopo. The department installed alternative power supply systems, including inverters and batteries, at 85 primary healthcare facilities to address the challenge of load shedding. New generators were also provided to several hospitals in different districts to ensure reliable backup power. Additionally, the department overhauled mortuary facilities, replaced theater air conditioning systems, and completed targeted maintenance at various health facilities to improve service delivery. Looking ahead to 2025-2026, the department will upgrade key areas at LSRAS, FH or dental hospitals, complete phase 2 of the power supply project at 19 more facilities, and refurbish mortuary chiller plants and theater air conditioning system at Elim and Botlokwa Hospital. Continued maintenance, including improvements to water and sanitation, will also be carried out across the province to further enhance healthcare services. Madam Speaker, ensuring that our healthcare system not only grows but thrives requires more than expanding services. It demands that we maintain and revitalize the very infrastructure that supports these services. The condition of our healthcare facility directly impacts the quality of care that our communities receive. And it is essential that these facilities are equipped to meet the demand of a growing population. That is why, for this financial year, we have set aside a substantial allocation of 900 million specifically for health facility management. This allocation is crucial in ensuring that our health infrastructure is not only well maintained, but also modernized to create an environment that promotes healing, comfort, and dignity for both patients and healthcare professionals. By investing in the revitalization of our health facilities, we are laying a foundation for a more efficient, accessible, and high-quality healthcare system that can meet the needs of all South Africans. This is not just about bricks and mortar. It's about building a health care environment that enables our medical teams to deliver the best possible care in spaces that reflect our commitment to the well-being of the health of our people. On rural health matters, outreach project statistics, Honorable Speaker, the Limpopo Department of Health remains unwavering in its commitment to prioritizing rural health care, particularly through rural health matters projects. We are immensely grateful for the selfless, dedication of the specialists, both from Limpopo and those working in other provinces, who volunteer their expertise in various surgical disciplines. In the 2024-2025 financial year, this project has already achieved an outstanding success with 2,268 operations and 156 radiological procedures stand out as key accomplishments. And these surgeries, honorable members, are made or are being implemented in our district hospitals, our rural hospitals. These efforts reflect the collective commitment of enhancing healthcare access in our rural areas. None of this would have been possible without the dedication and selflessness of some our rural health team that is working on these projects. And today, Honorable Speaker, some of the healthcare professionals that we continue to be indebted to are here. Therefore, I ask you to join me in recognizing and acknowledging the incredible and patriotic citizens who are here with us today. The professionals who are dedicating their time free of charge to ensure that they assist the people of Limpopo with the backlog that we have on surgical procedures. We have Professor Machiza, we've got Dr. Mudau, we've got Dr. Dikhale, Dr. Latakhomu, Dr. Mkabile, Dr. Vyamungu, Dr. Masoja, Dr. Muhlari, Dr. Haji, Dr. Masirela, and Dr. Baloyi, who are seated over there as they are standing. Their hard work and tireless services have truly made a difference in the lives of many. We really, really appreciate your hard work, and we say, may God continue blessing you. You are the best. In terms of the Limpopo Forensic Pathology Services, Limpopo Services has garnered national recognition on their expertise in managing mass disasters. In the past year, the department responded to a tragic incident in the Northwest Province, assisting with the identification and management of fatalities. Following a mining disaster, the department understands the emotional toll of working in forensic pathology and has allocated resources for off-site debriefing session to support the mental health of FSP staff members. These are the members who are rendering service outside the provinces. So as Limpopo, re a kgona. To enhance health technology, the Limpopo has procured 2 computed tomography CT scanners for Mankweng and Petersburg Hospital, along with 10 digital ceiling suspended X-ray machines and other essential medical equipment worth 84 million for the regional and district hospitals. The financing of the health services in Limpopo province continues to be a significant challenge. The allocated financial resources fall short of meeting the healthcare needs of the province's residents, largely due to the country's unfavorable economic climate and the steady decline in the province's equitable share. This situation has been exacerbated by the turbulent economic conditions experienced during medium-term expenditure framework periods, which led to budget cuts and had far-reaching implications for the department's equitable share allocation. To help mitigate this shortfall, we have prioritized revenue collection, and community members are encouraged to pay for the health services they receive. The department is on track to surpass its revenue collection target of 220 million for the 2024-2025 financial year, with projections of increasing revenue in the coming years. We are also committed to ensuring that primary health care services such as clinics and mobile clinics remain accessible and free of charge to those in need. And our budget breakdown for Vote for Health, the 2025-2026 health budget has increased by 5.8% to 26.1 billion, with a significant portion allocated to strengthen district health services and district hospitals. 13.6 billion has been earmarked for this purpose, making it the largest share of the budget. Other key allocations include 3.2 billion for regional and specialized hospital, 174.1 million for malaria control, and 2 billion for the HIV and TB services. This increased funding will support continued expansion of health services and infrastructure, ensuring that the province remain on a path of progress and improved health outcomes for all. In conclusion, Honorable Deputy Speaker, we stand at a pivotal moment in the evolution of healthcare in Limpopo. The progress we have made, from reducing maternal mortality to improving emergency medical services, advancing our nutrition programs, and investing in the state-of-the-art medical technology, demonstrates that hope is not just a concept, but a living, breathing force that propels us forward. Our work is far from done, but with each step, we are laying a foundation for a healthier, stronger, and more resilient province. As we continue to build these achievements, we remain united by a common purpose to ensure that every resident of Limpopo has access to care they deserve when they need it most. Through innovation, collaboration, and steadfast commitment to progress, we will continue to turn the vision of a healthier future into a reality. Together, we will bring about the transformation our people deserve, guided by the banner of hope, sustained by the promise of progress, and driven by the belief that together we can and will achieve more to reduce poverty, tackle the high cost of living through affordable healthcare initiatives. And all of this will not be possible without the hard work and the oversight of our portfolio committee on health, which we appreciate here, led by our honorable chairperson of the portfolio committee, Honorable Dr. Malebane. We appreciate you and the team. And also, let me appreciate Team Health, led here by our acting HOD, Dr. Ndwamatu. This is the team that does not sleep in ensuring that the quality healthcare services that we are talking about is indeed realized in this province. We want also to send our appreciation to all our stakeholders. We know that as the Department of Health alone, we cannot make it, but together we can. And lastly, to you, Honorable Premier, we want to thank you for granting us an opportunity to serve the people of Limpopo, and we shall serve them. And when we serve in the Department of Health, we serve with honor, we serve with smile, and we give them love, because that is what is expected from us. We thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Re a leboa MEC Mmashigo, MEC wa rena wa tša maphelo. The budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Health for consideration and to report back to the House. I shall now call upon the Honorable Chief Whip on motion for the ratification for the appointment of special delegation who attended NCOP plenaries. Honorable Mukhonyana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. House Rule 226, Sub-Rule 3 of the Standing Rules and Orders of the House, read together with Section 61, Subsection 4 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, provide for the designation and appointment of special delegates when the House is not sitting. In line with these provisions, the following honorable members were appointed to attend the NCOP hybrid plenary as mentioned below. Questions to Cluster 2, Social Services, Water and Sanitation, Science, Technology and Innovation. 3 April, 14 hours, Honorable MEC RB Makamu, Honorable DMC Sipuru, Honorable M.A. Mkaba, Honorable KJ Nechifefe Katuchelo John. Honorable Speaker, I hereby move that this August House resolve to ratify the appointments of the above-mentioned special delegates in line with the above-mentioned provisions. I move accordingly, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. I shall now call upon the seconder. Honorable Sebopela.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I stand to second the motion as presented by the Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sebopela. Honorable Chief Whip.
Thank you once again, Honorable Speaker. The NCOP has scheduled plenaries for the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 15th April 2025 at 14 hours in a hybrid format. Provinces are required to designate special delegates to attend these plenaries. In terms of Rule 226, Sub-Rule 1, I therefore propose that this House designate the following members as special delegates to attend these NCOP plenaries. Plenary on 31 years of democracy, commemorating 31 years of collective efforts to build a new society rooted in the ideals of the Freedom Charter. 8 April, which is today, 14 hours virtually. Honorable MG Makurupeje, Honorable TP Mamrovela, Honorable EM Mokhonyana, they know their positions. Debating on housing inadequacy in South Africa and the prevalence of formal settlement, 9 April 2025, 14 hours. Honorable DMC Sipuru, Honorable M.A. Machomane, Honorable M.E. Motlope. Debate on measures to address poverty and hunger, expanding the effectiveness of the measures that are geared towards tackling the enduring legacy of poverty and hunger. 10 April, 14 hours, DMC Sipuru, D.A. Nenguda, MC Mohali. Questions to Cluster 2, Social Services, Social Development, 15 April 2025, 14 hours. Honorable S.M. Mate, Honorable M. Shai, Honorable MC Mohale. I so move, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. I shall now call upon the seconder. Honorable Dr. Silane.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. The motion presented by the Chief Whip, I second it 100%. Tango.
Ke a leboga, Dr. Silane. Before I call upon announcement, as I said, I was not given the list. Honorable Premier, I was supposed to also, as the presiding officer, to also recognize those doctors. The ones that are volunteering their time to make sure that the people of Limpopo get assistance on the challenges of health. So that is very, very important, and we salute you, our doctors. Also, our children that are here, the children that came with the principal Ramakanya, we also acknowledge you, the future of Limpopo. I shall now call upon the Deputy Chair, Honorable Hassani Ngoveni, for announcement.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Premier, and the esteemed members of the Executive Council, the Chief Whip and the Deputy Chief Whip, and members of the Whipari, guests, and honorable members. Honorable, when we live here, re kere miriri, gore le tlhogo tša rena di kgone go naanela go fitlha bo fula tholo, gore le ska fitlha mo bo fula pudi. I rise, Honorable Deputy Speaker, to make the following announcements. One, that the presentations on the budgets will continue on Thursday, the 10th of April 2025, here in Limpopo Legislative Chamber. 2, that lunch will be served at the basement of the main building. Thank you ever so much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity, and thanks very much, Honorable members, for your attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Chair of Chairs.
And also the guests are dearly invited for lunch. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chair of Chairs. The House is adjourned to Thursday, 10 April 2025 at 10 o'clock in this Limpopo chamber.